I'll be your Candace Owens.
You, any of you were like, you know, every time Felix was around,
I just see vape clouds when I walk around, and I know Felix is there with me in spirit.
What up, Liam? What up, Drink?
Planks, every Nintendo Switch around him would turn off because he hated Nintendo. He hated
I think I saw Nancy Guthrie last night
when he did planks
at an Alice in Chains cover band show.
He could do it for a really long time. He could do it for hours.
He'd do it for hours,
Bro,
and he would do that when Nintendo was announcing a new thing because he wanted to sabotage.
What up? What up?
Yeah. And the night
Happy Saturday.
I was trying to play my Switch, trying to get my mind off it. And it just
Here, wait 1 sec. I'm gonna go throw my mat down while people load in.
But no, so like getting lied about is not like, again, like if people like after I died, they're like he had electricity powers, he could pick up a bag of Delta 8 and he could turn it into just 150 blue 30 milligram oxycodone with the M on it. I'd be like, I'd be in purgatory probably. I think I'm a purgatory type of guy. I'm too fun-loving.
It's just
to go to one of the two immediately. But I would be like, thumbs up. But if someone was like, someone was doing the stuff Erica is doing, I would be having a terrible time in purgatory. I would feel so sad.
If Charlie had better powers, he wouldn't have died. By the way, like if he had like not light flickering powers, but something different, like he would be alive right now.
Well,
how kind of fucked up.
We haven't heard anything about the trial. Do you think Tyler Robinson maybe used like silver bullets or something?
Yeah.
Or like antimatter
to take him out. Yeah.
He had an antimatter railgun.
Well, Tyler Robinson.
Tyler Robinson, who's actually Erica Kirk, her looper.
Tyler Robinson did kind of look like Charlie Kirk a little bit from the
kind of did, yeah,
from a different timeline.
Well, there's a lot of that guy out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, I like the story's like too convoluted and too long and just too much weird shit from my childhood, adolescence to get into it. But the one time there was a person who I'll just say I didn't want to talk to this person. I didn't want to see them or know who I was. I had not seen this person in like 5 years, and I ran into them at this place once. And she said to me, "Yeah, you look really familiar."
What up, gang?
Because I did not want to.
I didn't even leave out Twitch.
Just
look at that.
Really freaked me the fuck out. I went.
What are these goofballs talking about?
One of those guys that looks like a lot of people. Which is not true at all.
What up, what up, what up?
That is fucking stupid. But this person was pretty dumb.
Listen to some EDM dancing? Let's go, dude.
And it worked.
I was just dancing around to the
really was one of those
to the new
like a lot of
Dave Matthews The Gorge Show.
A lot of people
from night 2.
But even
it's pretty dope.
Most people don't like.
Ooh, you're listening to some LCD sound system?
Approximately
800,000
people who look exactly like Tyler Robinson and Charlie.
They had like some residency at a place in Queens.
Like half of them.
I didn't get to go, but
fucking thing.
All right, let's look at Van Jones, who is back at it. He has the blue thing. He has the blue thing. He's standing up to hate.
So that means he was originally wearing a lapel pin that said "Dirty Jew."
The New York Times.
And then a guy put the blue thing over it.
The New York Times interviewed Clavicular. Oh my God.
What?
It keeps on giving. Felix, you don't understand. I'm gonna put you on game, brother.
Dude, what?
But first, let's look at Mao's Third World is Van Jones.
Hold on. I want to see that. No.
And where were you in school? I just maybe don't wanna talk about that right now.
Can we go off the record for a minute?
What? Anyway. I guess that's not nothing.
Continue your work.
That was it. He was like, you're doing such good work in whatever the fuck you do. Continue it.
Yeah.
How do you
Dude, how
$100
freaking
million
cold.
on, like-
Dude, it was so fucking cold today. I could have walked faster to yoga. I was literally riding downhill, pedaling as hard as I could, and it felt like I was going backwards. This shit is crazy. What are we watching today? I'm not sure. I had this Anunnaki and the story that connects everything, spirit science video that we could watch. Watch a little bit of it. It's a little long, but we can see if we like that. Or I'm open to whatever. I didn't really have a plan. Just wanted to come hang out. Charlie Kirky, is there any new Savannah Guthrie news? I've just been reading and hanging out, and then I took a big ass fat fucking nap today. It was pretty great. Next weekend, boys, I'm doing this advanced asana like weekend at yoga. It's Friday night from like 5 to 9, and then it's Saturday and Sunday, like all day, 10 to 7, where we're gonna do like all these advanced poses, and it's kind of like a mini teacher training type thing. They like every month, every third weekend of the month, they do like a 25-hour teacher training or whatever, and if you combine a bunch of them, you can get like your 200-hour certificate or whatever. But yeah, so next weekend is that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a whole day of yoga for both Saturday and Sunday. We might do a shortened Sunday, but I also might not do next Sunday. We'll see. Not tomorrow. I'm talking about next weekend. But we'll see. Because I'm gonna be probably gonna be kind of tired. We'll see though. Yeah, Cat Dad goes to yoga school. Exactly. I'm excited, dude. It's going to be fun. It's two of my favorite teachers. It's just going to be like small group, you know. It'll be fun. All right, let's put this on. Let's fuck the... Dude, honestly, I am sick of the Jeffrey Epstein stuff at this point. Just feels like... It's all of them, you know? What the fuck else do we need from these things? I don't need any more confirmation. I mean, it is fun for the gossip and the tea, but for the most part, I don't know. I don't know, dude. What is going to wake everybody up? How are we going to destroy these Freemasons and this hierarchical system? Because, you know, it's really not the Freemasons at the end of the day. Because if we get rid of all the Freemasons and we don't change anything about the structure or the way we think, we're just going to let these cucks do it again. You know? So Peter Thiel is the enemy, and he's my arch nemesis. But if we get Peter Thiel and we don't change anything, then everything's going to be... Then there's just going to be new reptile. What's another anagram for the reptile? They'll make a new name with it. It'll be Peter Leith. Peter Leith. In 100 years, they'll just do the same thing over and over. But yeah, I think that kind of gets into like the thing with the Satanism, where are they worshiping Satan, or are they just being greedy fucks who've always been... You know, they've always been rewarded for doing their bad behavior because the system rewards the bad behavior. It's not Peter Thiel or the Nazis, it's the system. But I don't know how to destroy the system. How do we eat the system? I do want to eat Peter Thiel too, though. He is definitely a part of it. So, anyway. All right, let's put this on.
The ancient Sumerian tablets describe the stories of the gods, their adventures, deeds, and battles leading to the creation of the heavens, the earth, and humanity. Many of these stories are interpreted to be describing planets and the formation of the early solar system. And in many ways, the theories appear
to add up.
However, as the tablet stories continue on, they're read in a different
Pete Lither.
way, as if these gods were not deities at all, but physical beings who came to the earth and were involved in human history.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's the occult ritual that is the Super Bowl. You mean the Super Bail? Yeah, dude, Super Bail's happening tomorrow. I saw a couple good TikToks that were like, here, wait, let me find it real quick. Here.
Hey, America, we eat kids and like their organs and all that stuff. Is that cool?
What? This is disgusting. We gotta do something about this.
Super Bowl at 6.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Hey, America, we eat kids.
We eat kids. Oh no, we gotta do something about it. Well, the Super Bowl's at 6. You're right. Gotta make that fucking buffalo chicken dip. Gotta make that spicy bean dip. Gotta make them buffalo wings, bitch. Ooh, right? Super Bowl food, we love it. We love it, boys. Dude, the Super Bowl is my interventionist favorite occult ritual. They're gonna have so much fun tomorrow. I can't wait for them. We're gonna be doing counter spells over here. Yeah, I don't know. What do we do tomorrow? Just watch the Puppy Bowl over and over? Is the Puppy Bowl part of the occult ritual? Fuck. Oh, no. It might be, dude. Shit, it probably is, huh? Even the Puppy Bowl's not safe.
When we're looking into the stories and interpretations of the Sumerian tablets, there comes a point when we have to change our perspective as to the nature of who or what these gods were. For so long now, we've been observing the interpretations where these deities are essentially a storytelling method to explain the creation of our solar system in the form of planets. The electric universe and the Nibiru theory covers a few different possibilities about how these events could have transpired. However, as we look to the continuation of these stories, we begin to see...
Oh, yeah.
That's the sound of an American...
What the fuck? Oh, I'm logged into the wrong account. Shit. Stand by.
The ancient Sumerian tablets
God.
described the stories of the gods, their adventures, deeds, and battles, leading to the creation of the heavens, the earth...
Wait, Erica Cuck is having a huge counter show with Kid Rock tomorrow? Really? Okay, we'll watch that. That's our Super Bail.
And humanity. Many of these stories are interpreted to be describing planets and the formation of the early solar system. And in many ways, the theories appear to add up. However, as the tablet stories continue...
Dude, oh my god, can you imagine how insufferable the ads are going to be this year? They're all going to be AI. Literally every single one. Oh, what a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare it's going to be. I already hate it.
Continue on, they're read in a different way, as if these gods were not deities at all, but physical beings who came to the earth and were involved in human history. When we're looking into the stories and interpretations of the Sumerian tablets, there comes a point when we have to change our perspective as to the nature of who or what these gods were. For so long now, we've been observing the interpretations where these deities are essentially a storytelling method to explain the creation of our solar system in the form of planets. The electric universe and the Nibiru theory covers a few different possibilities about how these events could have transpired. However, as we look to the continuation of...
You got done with the long-ass workday and immediately got a flat tire? Dude, Adrian, isn't that the way the world works? You just gotta laugh at it, right? Hey, maybe, you know, I like to think about that as like, maybe when I was going on my way home, like when that happens to me when I'm like late to yoga and this hasn't happened, knock on wood, this hasn't happened in months and months. This happened a bunch last summer, but I'd be like running late for yoga and then I go downstairs and my fucking bike tire is flat and I'd be like, okay, well, apparently I was going to get hit by a car crossing the street or something today, so might as well walk really fast. Or maybe my bike was going to send me over the handlebars. I need to ride an e-bike. Kid Rock is a divine poet descended directly from heaven. I gotta get a case of Busch Light for the Turning Point USA halftime show. Dude, we are gonna be streaming the exact time of the Super Bowl, right? We gotta do a lot of counter programming. Fuck. We're gonna have to, dude, it's gonna be us 60 nitwitches against the entire country. Well, honestly, the entire world. We're gonna have to use all of the occult energy that they're drumming up and harnessing. We're going to siphon it, and we're going to transmute it into Mr. Robot style energy. I've been, between napping today too, I've been watching a little Mr. Robot and reading my frickin' Secret Histories book, or Secret Teachings book. It's been a good revolutionary day. They just released in the last hour that a second ransom note was sent for Nancy, and it claims that she is alive, safe, but scared, but nothing else really happening with it. I mean, dude, it's been a week. This lady's either dead or give her back. Don't care, right? Like, grow up. I started cutting down a bunch of that Nancy Guthrie shit and to like post clips of. That shit is so funny. I didn't get through it all. We kind of talked about it for too long, so I was having a hard time cutting down a bunch. I need to get it down to 10 minutes, but it's like 40 minutes. And it's all funny as hell, so I don't know what to lose. Wait, Savannah's speech about mommy was straight from Silence of the Lambs? You mean the girl that's in the well? Hold on.
She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
Catherine is very gentle and kind. Talk to her and you'll see.
Is there more? Dude, I want more. I feel like the mommy shit. Wasn't there some of that? Wait. Is it in Silence of the Lambs where Buffalo Bill's making fun of her and he's like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy"? That's funny. I hope there's more. I wouldn't doubt it. Dude, honestly, wouldn't that be so funny if they were like, ChatGPT, I need you to make a fake ass script for my mom that is not kidnapped and she's really dead in my basement, and ChatGPT's like, bet, and then sends a little message to us by scripting it exactly as the Silence of the Lambs. That's too funny. Yeah, someone got arrested for that false ransom note or whatever, supposedly. But is it also not the one that they're claiming? You know what I mean? Didn't they say that there's a ransom note that's saying that they had to pay up Friday or Monday? They missed Friday, so I guess Monday. And then they were also like, yeah, someone sent a fake ransom note. Well, I haven't even seen the first ransom note. Who's to say all of them aren't fake? Who's to say all of them aren't sent by Nancy Guthrie's son and Savannah Guthrie?
Of these stories, we begin to see the interpretations change.
I can't stop laughing about the fittest fed earther video. I know he saw it. I know his silence is deafening. Dude, it's so funny. Speaking of which, Black Death has been emailing the they're supposedly, so I didn't realize this. Black Death put me on some game. Apparently Kathy Sanders, you know, Chase and Colton's dad, or grandmother, who's also probably fittest fed earther's grandmother. You know, she's the one who keeps saying, I know Timothy McVeigh's dead. I saw him die. Well, she wasn't actually even there. There was only 10 journalists that saw him die in reality. She saw a CCTV circuit, like closed, what is it called? Closed circuit television? A CCTV loop from a different location with about 200 people. She saw a video feed of it. So isn't that interesting? But Black Death is writing all the 10 journalists who saw it and was like, hey, no one will comment on that. And that's all. Wait, hold on. What was Black Death's actual wording? It was so good. Black Death, you don't care if I share your work, right? Hello, and thank you for your time. I've been doing extensive research on the OKC bombing and specifically Timothy McVeigh. My research brought me to you as you were listed as one of the 10 media members who witnessed said execution. I'm reaching out to the other 9 as well. My question is this: would you be willing to comment on it at all for a documentary or do a short phone interview for a podcast? Could really use your help. We can't get anyone to comment, which almost says more. Dude, epic. Fucking awesome. Love the energy. Yeah, boys. Call everyone. Email everyone. Call the FBI. Don't do threats. You know, you've seen examples of how I do it. Be cordial. Just break their brains with a little paradox, you know? And befriend them. I need to stop emailing these people at 5 a.m. No, dude. I want they need to know how serious this is. All right, anyway.
Looking at the Enuma Elish and a wide number of other Sumerian tablet stories, we see these gods interpreted as if they were actual physical beings who were believed to have played a part in the creation of humanity.
Yeah, sometimes I keep going back to these are like myths that we tell ourselves, that they're like, it's like the archetypes. All of these beings that we talk about, they're all part of us. They're all the story of us. Like we all have a little piece of these gods in us, right? They're like egregores. We want to have more of these like godly features in us rather than these Baal features of greed and isolation and shit, right? We gotta make the beauty important again.
This is one of the many reasons that interpreting the tablets are strange, and why historians may often choose to perceive the entire thing as a series of metaphors instead. In the main interpretation,
but I do also want it all to be aliens, or honestly, just both. Could be both.
That came from Sitchin, he believed that these beings came from the planet Nibiru. However, other scholars who also interpret these gods as beings sometimes forego the conversation.
I forgot my honey water, BRB.
Of Nibiru entirely, and suggest instead that they simply came from somewhere else, such as the Pleiades, which are written about quite commonly in the tablets. Keep this in mind as we move forward, because while we'll be focusing on the general interpretations here, there are tons of variations and ideas about how this could have played out. Going back to the Enuma Elish, it ends with Enki, or Ea, creating humanity because Marduk commissioned it so. In other Sumerian stories, we find a similar description, except it is Enlil in the place of Marduk, because Marduk replaced Enlil in the Babylonian version. Enlil and Marduk are very similar though. They are both considered the supreme leaders of the Anunnaki. The only main difference is that Marduk is Enki's son, and Enlil is Enki's half-brother. But herein we find perhaps one of the biggest criticisms of Sitchin's work. Sometimes Ea or Enki appears as a planet, and other times he seems to be a flesh and blood deity. It can be very confusing, and it's up to all of us to explore the possibilities. Now, I suppose it doesn't really matter if we're looking at the entire story as an allegory, but observing it as actual historical events can definitely cause confusion in this regard. So for the sake of telling the story, we'll be using the name Ea to express the planet and Enki to describe the physical being. Just be aware that if you look these up online, you will find many places where their names overlap with each other in the mythologies. To that end, most of the deities you'll find have multiple names anyways. Enki.
Damn, Juanita, you're 6'3" in heels? Let's go, dude. Juanita's got that 6'3" energy. I fucking love it. Oh, and dude, I actually measured myself for to make sure that I'm 6'1". Little false advertising. I am not 5. I'm 6 foot and a little bit over 3/4 of an inch. Do you guys still accept that as 6'1" energy?
He is also
no shoes, no socks. I'm being honest, being real honest.
also known as Enkig, Nidamud, and Ninsaku throughout the various tellings. And as we previously described, he was the god of water, mischief.
This close, guys. But thank God, height is not about physical height. It's about that emotional height, spiritual height. The council will allow it. Anything above 6 is good, but anything above, 5'9" spiritually is also good. We accept all foot soldiers.
Wisdom and creation. Enlil, his brother, on the other hand, was known as Elil and Nunamnir, and he was the Sumerian god of the air, and was more powerful than any other elemental deity, eventually being worshipped as the king of the gods. He was also the son of Anu, and together, the three of them formed a triad which governed the heavens, earth, and underworld, or alternatively, the universe, sky and atmosphere, and the earth itself. After Anu, Enlil was the most powerful of the Mesopotamian gods, keeper of the Tablet of Destinies, which contained the fates of both gods and humans. But in that case, who was Anu, and what were the Anunnaki? That's a great question, but before we can answer it, we're going to have to look at another question first. So let's do the time warp again, and return to that burning question from so long ago. Who are the Nephilim?
Sir Duncan,
as we've discussed,
Sir Duncan the spiritually tall, yes.
The Bible speaks of these people or beings called the Nephilim. There's a lot of debate today as to who and what these beings were. Looking back to the original Hebrew translation, we see the word Nephilim directly translates to the fallen ones. Today, many believe this to mean that they were fallen angels, which seems to be what was depicted in the 2014 film Noah. Sitchin, on the other hand, believed the translation was a bit different. He read fallen ones to mean those who came down, and that they didn't fall, but landed here in some kind of spaceship.
Well, yeah, you would call, if you didn't know spaceships, you would call it falling from the sky.
To him, the Nephilim were the people.
I'm 5'5", but I used to be 5'7". Nice. Wait. I read it the other way. I thought you were growing up. That's okay, that's what the heels are for, right?
People of the fiery rockets. Of course, this is one of those translations that doesn't seem to often hold up well to scrutiny, but it's interesting given the context of these stories nonetheless. We should note that in his writings, Sitchin commonly used the name Nephilim in tandem with the Anunnaki, also written sometimes as Anuna. But personally, I'm not certain that this is the best use of these titles. You see, the Anunnaki are believed to have been the descendants of Anu, the Sky Father, and the two most prominent leaders of this group are Enki and Enlil. Beyond that, there's a lot of inconsistency between how many Anunnaki there were and what roles they fulfilled. For example, in the Enuma Elish, there's only a small handful of gods who are introduced. Tiamat, Enki, you know the group, but then out of nowhere, Marduk places 600 gods on the earth and 300 in the heavens, and no explanation is ever given about who these gods were or where they came from. Later on in our own history, the ancient Hittites identified the Anunnaki as the oldest generation of gods, who were overthrown and banished to the underworld by the younger gods, which is curiously what is described in the Enuma Elish itself, and reflects the stories of the old Titan gods in Greece being overthrown by a younger pantheon. In the Bible, we see the following passage. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown.
When the sons of God came into the daughters of men? Oh my God, did Dave Matthews write this?
Well, they better have been courtly and romantic, because if that line is implying anything else, I don't like it. The Bible describes that they were the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men, essentially making the Nephilim be a little bit more like demigods, a hybridized species born of the gods, who would have been the Anunnaki and humans together. It's theorized this could be where demigods in general came from. such as Hercules, who is the son of the god Zeus, and the mortal woman named Alcmene. The result of this made Hercules fully human, yet who had the gift of...
B-Rock is mentally 4-4. Dude, I can't believe seriously, B-Rock got punted out of here from us goofing about... What were we even saying? We were like... Ben Shapiro has 4'9" energy. Who were we talking about? And they were like, hey, I'm 4'9". Poor B-Rock.
The tremendous strength of a god. Of course, depending on who you're speaking with, the concept of Nephilim could just come from a mistranslation of the Bible, and the Anunnaki being simply an ancient Mesopotamian archetype. For the sake of the story, I will be telling the tale from the perspective that the Anunnaki are physical beings. But as always, feel free to...
6'1" spiritually, 5'9" in the flesh. There you go, dude. That's exactly it. You just listened to the DMB record. You told me I loved it. I might like it more than Under the Table. Which one? Before These Crowded Streets? That one might be my favorite, dude. And yeah, and they've got the whole run on the new Live at the Gorge album. Take Me Back. Take me back to just before I was spinning. See, look at this. From Pantala Naga Pampa all the way to fucking Pig, dude. This is all Before These Crowded Streets. They did it all in a row. Can you imagine? At what point do you think everyone in the audience was like, they're going to do the whole motherfucker? Probably by Stay. Bro, when Stay comes on, this song will never not get me jumping, right? This is one of those ultimate summer jams of all time. Walking, yeah, just the other day, yeah. All right. Sorry, guys, we got too much ADD. Sorry. Yeah, but it's good, though. It's fire. They still got it, boys.
Interpret this however you like, and please share your thoughts in the comments below as to what you believe these Anunnaki were. This story begins several 100,000 years ago and starts in the midst of a drama involving the Anunnaki, the planet Nibiru, and our Earth.
Do you guys think that at the end of this, when our day has come and we've taken our last breath, do we get to like watch the entire sequence of the story of Earth? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like we should get put in a projector room, like our own screening room, and given the controls to go forward, backwards, left, right, sideways, up and down. It's like the elevator at the end of Willy Wonka. But we get to like tesseract through time and figure out where we went wrong. What happened, you know? I hope so. I want to flash through. I want to go back to the beginning of time and see the Earth form. Then I want to zoom in and I want to start tracking little bitches. I'm going to find Jesus and I'm going to be like, I knew he was just a fucking false flag. I knew he was Julius Caesar and Cleopatra's false flag son.
Sitchin wrote that he believed that the planet Nibiru was inhabited with life at one point in its history. He wrote that the dominant species on the planet were bipedal in stature and had evolved conscious minds. They were the Anunnaki. These beings were said to be much bigger than we are today, with the women being about 10 to 12 feet and the men being 14 to 16 feet tall, which you might...
Damn, bro. Damn. Everyone wants to be height racist. Well, no one's got that Nephilim height, so everyone wants to whine about, oh, Cat Dad's saying that 6 foot is superior. No, honestly, 14 feet is superior. I'm just striving for excellence.
Might recall relates with the various levels of consciousness we explored way back in Spirit Science 11 and 12. The Anunnaki were not immortal, but they had exceptionally long lifetimes compared to what we're used to. Sitchin's translations estimated their lifespan to be somewhere between 360,000 and 500,000 Earth years.
Shut the fuck
However,
up.
another scholar, Lawrence Gardner, suggested the Anunnaki only had lifespans. But
also, Zachariah Sitchin, we kind of don't fuck with that much, right? Is he kind of like, he's kind of like a sci-fi storyteller of all of this? What was his, was he directly from like the Cucks? How massive were their shits, bro? Probably pyramid-sized.
Of 50,000 years. The Anunnaki have been described in several different ways. Most commonly, they're depicted as tall, bearded men.
Ooh, take it a step further. Maybe we get to choose when in time we want to incarnate after the screening. That would be cool, dude. Yeah. I want that.
Sometimes there are women and children depicted as well. However, they sometimes are interpreted to have been crocodile-like in nature or with reptilian features. If you're familiar with a lot of New Age ideas, you might have heard of the idea of reptilians, which are said to be bipedal lizard creatures and are usually the antagonists in the human story. However, just as there are reptile humanoid statues from ancient Sumer, so too are the Anunnaki also depicted as bird-like, which Sitchin believed was simply their space helmets. Either way, both of these depictions of the Anunnaki, as reptiles or birds, are scarce, with the tall bearded men version being the most prominent. I do believe that regardless of what these beings look like, it's—
But also too, like, think about it, right? You don't have pop culture back. I mean, your pop culture back then was animals and nature, right? Like, whereas now we compare ourselves, our pop culture is like, I'm strong like Arnold. Back then you'd be like strong like lion, strong, or wise like owl, you know? So sometimes I think that these bird-headed people and shit, you know, could very well be metaphor. But I do like it being like, nope, they're just drawing what they knew, what they saw.
It's the bearded image of these so-called deities that gave us our common Christian image today. God as an older gentleman with a long beard. To that end, even Sitchin fought the idea that the Anunnaki were reptilian beings, and this
Has anyone done a deep dive on Easter Island? Well, I mean, besides the fact that it's like they killed off all the people that lived there and then they've told us a bunch of lies about it, and then there's hundreds of giant-ass statues that are buried in the ground, and they want to say a primitive people lived there. I mean, there's something going on there. For sure. I would love to see those things for real.
Because he wanted his theory to fit with the Bible. To him, the gods could not be in the form of the biblical serpent. Nevertheless, these different depictions have given rise to a lot of online debate about what these beings could look like, if they're even literal physical beings to begin with. Many proponents of the reptilian theory suggest that these beings are actually shapeshifters as well, and can change their form at will, which is why there are different depictions of them throughout history. This adds an entirely new dimension to the discussion and gives rise to the popular conspiracy theory that they could even be living among us today in secret. At any rate, for the focus of this series, we're going to keep to the depiction of the Anunnaki as
you have to be 5'7" to be a rocket? The hell?
These bearded humanoids, and we'll come back around to the alternate depictions sometime later on.
You want to talk about heightists? You want to talk about height racism? Let's go after the Rockettes, dude. Imagine we put a minimum height in the chat. 5'7" minimum height. Oh my God, we'd never hear the end of it. But the Rockettes? We'd have all these spiritually 4'9" people in here being like, oh, what the hell? I can't be in here? Yeah, sorry. Chat. It's chat rules.
One of the most important Sumerian gods is the Sky Father named Anu. A number of Sumerian texts discuss Anu, but not all agree to every aspect of his existence, such as where he came from, or what he actually is.
Oh yeah, maybe that's the thing. Maybe none of these people that are eating humans are human, so it's not cannibalism. It's not Canaanite Baalism. Yeah, he's just eating jerky. He's just eating. Literally, they say we're cattle because maybe they're reptiles. True.
Despite the fact that we previously observed Anu as Uranus, on an allegorical level, Anu could simply be the way that the Sumerians personified the sky, and therefore the Anunnaki are those who came from the sky and outer space. The name Anu is the root word of Anunnaki, which is sometimes translated as offspring of Anu or princely offspring. This is why Sitchin believed that they were the species that came from above and beyond our planet. Anu was the heavenly father, and those who descended from the sky were his children. Once again, we see descriptions of God today as passed down throughout history. In Christianity, God is called the Heavenly Father, the origins of which we find with Anu, the ancient Sumerian god of the sky. According to Sitchin's translations and theories on the subject, the Anunnaki were technologically advanced beings living on the planet Nibiru. Let me also be clear that in Sitchin's book, The Lost Book of Enki, he puts forth a potential version of this ancient past drama, which is really epic, but also very elaborate and long. Honestly, this book would make a great Hollywood movie, just saying. Actually, in a way, it kind of already has, and I just want to take a moment to give a huge...
So much fascination with our buttholes is weird as fuck by aliens and freaks. Like, the fuck is it? Dude, they are butthole obsessed. What is the deal with our buttholes? They want them so bad. Give it a rest, guys. Look me up in my, not in my brown eye, in my real eyes.
Shout out to the band and team behind Messengers of the Wind, an animated rock opera that you can watch right now on YouTube. The whole thing is seriously amazing, and I just had to give it some mad props right here and now. As for today's exploration of this theory, we're just going to be going over the essentials, otherwise we could literally be here for a week. Sometime around 450,000 years ago, long after the event between Nibiru and the planet Tiamat, the Anunnaki began having a problem with their planet. As we discussed earlier, this planet had a very strange orbit, which took it far away from the sun for long periods of time. Sitchin interpreted from the tablets that the planet had a lot of internal heat, which kept things alive in the long distances of space. However, over time and with the cooling of the planet, and potentially even the widening out of its rather sharp orbit, Nibiru grew colder and colder during its long voyages away from the sun, and the planet was slowly becoming less habitable. Sitchin suggested that the Anunnaki scientists decided on a solution that would strengthen their atmosphere and hold heat in for significantly longer periods of time.
Oh, dude, the Epstein shit, his fucking Epic Games handle being Little Saint Jeff 1 is so funny. And he's still playing. Wait, did you guys see that Jeffrey Epstein picture that was taken in Tel Aviv a couple days ago? That bro's still alive. I love it. I'm so happy for him. What? Guthrie's just announced they will pay the ransom. Looks like Nancy's coming home, boys. I can only assume it means the little theater skit is done. Dude, if she comes back, I need an interview with her. I want first interview with her. What are they going to do? She's going to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. It was just the Palestinians. Don't worry." Yeah, Epstein was playing Fortnite, bro.
There was an email Epstein got from Fortnite Epic about his purchase of V-Bucks, and it had his Fortnite username. What they didn't realize is you can check and see
Little Saint Jeff 1
when the last time they've played, and it tracks all of his stats. His profile shows he is ranked Silver 1 in Chapter 5 Season 1, which was after his death. And here's the proof of that. Now the Jeffrey Epstein Fortnite account has been made private. It also shows that he's been active in Israel multiple times in the last year alone. It even shows that he's played games in 2025 too.
No, dude, that fucking that picture, when I saw that picture of bearded Jeffrey Epstein in Tel Aviv, I was like, that's probably him. Why not?
This screenshot right here in his Fortnite tracker, it shows he played Chapter 6 Season 1. He was playing throughout this past year. There was a hacker that...
What the fuck else does he have to do, boys?
Used a management tool, and it shows the IP address and the ad...
Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. JEE vacation. Love it.
address and the name, and it links. It's all linked to Epstein. There was an email.
Hilarious. Now wait, let's find Epstein Tel Aviv.
¿Has visto estas fotos de Epstein en Israel?
No, those other ones are fake. Wait, hold on.
A single image from Tel Aviv has reignited one of the internet's...
I don't know. Could very much be him. This is the one. He looks like Jerry Garcia.
Darkest debates. Who is this guy spotted in? The image shows a white-haired, white-bearded man wearing sunglasses walking with two men who appear to be bodyguards. The photo was taken in Tel Aviv. The man's face looks familiar, but no name is confirmed. Online, speculation quickly followed. As renewed attention is placed on the Epstein files, some users claim the man resembles Jeffrey Epstein and argue he may still be alive. Screenshots are...
LOL. Anyway...
time, making it possible to survive in the far reaches of space. The Anunnaki decided that they would gather large amounts of gold and pulverize it into a fine powder and release it into their atmosphere, essentially creating a heat container for their planet. Believe it or not, our scientists have considered the exact same thing, putting light-reflecting particles into our stratosphere to help fix the ozone layer and
fix. He does look like Jerry Garcia.
cool our ever-warming planet. And so, in their attempt to solve their problem, they began looking for large quantities of gold in our solar system, as their planet didn't have the large quantities they needed to coat an entire atmosphere with gold. The Anunnaki had the capacity of space travel, though Sitchin believed that at the time, they weren't much further advanced than we are right now, since they didn't seem to have the ability to travel to other solar systems in their search. They scanned all of the planets in our solar system until they found what they were looking for, large deposits of gold right here on Earth. As the story goes, when Nibiru first came into our solar system, the Anunnaki would deploy a team of workers to Earth's orbit with one singular purpose: to mine gold. In the process of doing this, they also...
I'm sorry, but the gold mining operations of the Anunnaki kind of feel like the slavery, bringing slaves all the way from Africa to America in the millions. Like, seems like way more work than what they would actually do. Like, can you imagine getting gold off? Like, gold is the heaviest thing ever. Getting enough mountains of gold off this planet and bringing it to Nibiru? Like, if you're this advanced, couldn't you just make gold? Why do you have to get it from us? Am I crazy?
Established a way station on Mars, which would help in shuttling the gold back to Nibiru once it was mined. Sitchin also believed that they had, during this time, built the face on Mars as a monument to an Anunnaki who had died there.
Well, the story is that they need gold because you know how the chemtrails are literally just particulated aluminum and barium and strontium? Well, they're saying, "Oh, well, we just need to particulate gold and spread it in our skies." That's the story anyway, but I'm not sure. This is wild too.
Been this jmail.world. Why the fuck did I just come off alive and they told me to type in this jmail.world and I just logged into motherfucking Jeffrey Epstein motherfucking Gmail? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on! Bitch, mad emails with him and Elon Musk, nigga. Why the fuck you type in pizza, nigga? You type in pizza.
What, someone made all the emails into like a Gmail form? This feels like a weird site. I'm not going to it.
Oh my God. I don't know whom this is. I know Leslie Graham. J.E. is here and ready for you when your arrival at 4 p.m.
When your
Dominique
arrival?
is $1.50. These bitches are sick. Oh my God. Look at Elon Musk, nasty ass. 2012. How many people will be coming to the island? What? Oh my God. It got all of this. This is illegal. It gotta be.
After playing a pivotal role in finding the gold, which was going to save their planet. To lightly touch on the subject of the face on Mars, when you investigate this yourself...
I'm not religious, like, I'm spiritual. I consider myself to be like a Gaia spiritual person. I believe in the energy of everything, but no, not like religion, no. But I think there's a lot of truth that's being talked about in a lot of religions, but yeah, no, I don't ascribe to like the you receive your power, you can commune with source through some fucking priest. No, I listen to the earth and my body. I think it's whatever, it's what these ancients been talking about. The temple's within you, bro. Your body literally tells you what's right and wrong. It tells you the truth. They want us to not listen to it, so. But yeah, I don't ascribe to like one thing. I don't think. I don't even know, honestly. I mean, this is all honestly very new to me. It's like within the last 2 years. I was like an atheist before all this shit happened. Before I realized that the ether is real. That's what kind of made me believe in it all. But yeah, I feel like the spirituality is kind of just like a big electric grid. It's like a 3D electric grid, and we're all just essentially like electricity. And we're communicating with each other on a big old grid. There is no disconnection. We're all one, baby. Kind of love it. But yeah, I mean, I guess the closest thing that I probably fuck with is like Taoism, the way, the path, listening to the earth, trying to anyway. But yeah, I think nature is God.
You'll find two prominent stories. One is the official response from NASA, which says that it's just a natural rock formation which, due to the way the light was hitting it at the time of the photograph, created this image of a face, but ultimately, it's just an illusion. Generally, those who question this...
Yeah, the monad. James, you talking about the monad, the one? The spirit? Yeah, I fuck with some of the Gnostic shit. Although, they say that... I feel like the Gnostics are like, we're in a prison that we need to escape. I feel like that's kind of pessimistic, and I feel like we're in heaven that's been inverted into a prison or hell, or what we would call hell. But we can get it back there. I don't think we need to escape, per se. But I think we need to realize that we can shift reality,
Perspective are often subject to ridicule. And so, of course, we have to go there. It wouldn't be...
Yeah. No, the monad is I've been reading Manly P. Hall's The Secret Teachings of All Ages. And dude, it's so funny. Like, so many things that we've like independently come to realize were all just written. They were written about 100 years ago. like I wasn't like reading a history of the Knights Templar and shit. You know, we like independently were like, they're the Freemasons, and it seems like they just are, you know. There's so much cool shit in there that's so validating, because it's kind of been like what we've stumbled into believing over the last couple of years. But it's like, oh no, Manly P. Hall's been talking about this for 100 years. I mean, a bunch of you guys knew about it and stuff, so it's like, I'm sure that affected it, obviously, too, like us finding the same, or coming into like very similar understandings of shit. But yeah, dude, monad. I think all of these ancient, honestly, I think that all these ancient religions are just talking about the same thing. And then they get kind of morphed into this like tool to use as an oppressive thing, you know. But I think for the most part, all of these independent like religions and beliefs are all kind of talking about the exact same thing. I don't think that there is really that much difference between them. You know, they're all trying to get at that same truth for the most part. And it's like everybody's talking about the same exact thing in different ways, using different words, different descriptors, different people. You know, I think the truth is like in us analyzing all of them together, getting rid of the noise, finding the signal of what everyone keeps talking about. Things like the demiurge, the flood. There's always a Christos figure, you know, the Krishna, the Hiram Abiff, Prometheus, Jesus, Lucifer. They're all kind of similar hierarchy or archetypes, you know.
Spirit science if we didn't. On the other side of the spectrum, you'll find ex-NASA scientists and astronauts, retired US Army command sergeants, and a university physics professor, along with a number of ancient astronaut and conspiracy theorists who...
Oh, they say that we're in a loop? Is that what they're saying, James? You talking about the Gnostics? Yeah, we're ruled by Yaldabaoth now, but I feel like we can get away from that. We can break out of that, hopefully. They say we're stuck in a loop. When we make the choice to leave, we go back to the monad and can come back.
Who put forth that the face, along with a set of nearby mountainous structures that look an awful lot like pyramids, are the remnants of an...
Dude, I think it's a giant escape the room almost. It's like all of the religions have... pieces are spread throughout each religion. One here, two there. Exactly. The Rosicrucians have part of it. Dude, even the fucking Mormons have some of it. Even the Mormon shit isn't totally nonsense. Most of the stuff I don't think is totally nonsense. But yeah, it's all... And it makes sense, too, why there are so many religious options, I think, because the biggest threat to the power structures that be is us realizing that we're all one consciousness and, you know, collecting together, right? So they got to be like, oh, no, you're Hindu, that's different. Oh, you're Muslim, that's different. You're Jewish, that's different. You're Catholic, that's different. Well, I don't know. They all kind of be talking about base similar things, so maybe we're all kind of circling the same fucking thing and fighting each other for no stupid reason.
Ancient civilization. Now, please know that I fully understand this is a huge claim, and one that we don't...
Dude, Scientology, I think, has some of it too, Drink. Yeah, I do think so. And they're also, like... I think that they're more on the, like... They're, like, on the consciousness level of, like, fucking with people's brains and shit. But I think that they've got pieces of it, too. I think that there's a little truth in all of these. Little pieces. And that it's genius, too, to hide it all in between all of these things that, and then for the most part, in the collective, you push through that religion is like hokey and it's all fake and fairy tales, right? But you split it up, you split the whole story up, you spread it out between all these fuckers. Kind of makes sense if you don't want people to understand that this is like the most important thing. I think it is. I think us being spiritual beings and us taking, control of that is the most important thing.
Take lightly. So please allow me a moment to share with you what we've come up with while investigating this whole thing. In a lecture given in 2009, Bob Dean, a retired command sergeant major, said the following.
Ladies and gentlemen, my government, NASA, NASA, which many of us in the United States.
Yeah, and we can come back whenever and however we want. Not an escape the room, though. Yeah, I don't want to escape the room. Like Gnostics, I don't want to break out. I'm thinking of it more as like an escape the room, that there's tons of little hints all over that we got to find and put together. But yeah, not like an escape. I don't want to escape the planet. I love Gaia. I don't want to go anywhere. This is my home. My home is not space. Fuck space. I'm with Tyreek. Space is dirty. It's dark. It's cold. It's weird. I don't like it. I'm a earth baby. I'm a mud person. If it doesn't have mud, I don't want to be there.
It stands for never a straight answer. Proceeded to erase 40 rolls of film of the Apollo program. The flight to the moon, the flight around the moon, the landings on the moon, the walking guys here and there.
What up, Alex?
Erased, for Christ's sake, 40 rolls of film of those events. Now we're talking about several thousand individual frames that were taken that the so-called authorities determined he did not have a right to see. Oh, they were disruptive.
3-minute warning, boys. I'm gonna go get a booch.
Unacceptable. I become furious. I'm a retired command sergeant major. I was never famous for having a lot of patience.
Now, another man named Brian O'Leary, who was a NASA astronaut and a close friend of Carl Sagan for many years, expressed in an interview with Project Camelot that a huge rift was created in their friendship over the face on Mars.
Carl and I debated this, and it was very disappointing to me because not only was Carl wrong, he also fudged data. He published a picture of the face in Parade magazine, a popular article saying that the face is just a natural formation. But he doctored the picture to make it not look like a face. And I began to realize just directly.
Wait, is he saying Carl Sagan is the one who turned it into a cat box? You guys know that face? They call it the cat box face because there was a good, clear picture of it, and then NASA fucked it up and made it look like a dirty litter box. Did Carl Sagan do that?
From a scientific point of view, not only hearsay, that this man was colluding with NASA, that there might be more to this than before. And then when I started studying...
Yeah, boys, like the live if you like it.
Things like MJ-12.
Like the live if you want.
Organizations that were covering up the UFO phenomenon. Carl was on a committee with a number of notable people. There was a report issued by the Brookings Institution in 1961, and that's about when I knew Carl. During those years, the 60s mostly, is when I worked closely with him. That he and this other group said, well, if any ETs ever showed up on the Earth, it has to be covered up. That's the only way we're going to be able to manage this, because if we can't, it would be too much of a culture shock. So their recommendation to the government in 1961 was to cover up the UFO phenomenon. And I think in a way that provided a justification for the ongoing cover-up. Way back in 61 was to keep things secret.
But Bob and Brian aren't alone in their claims. We also find very accomplished scientists and mechanical engineers who are involved with NASA who basically share the same story. We'll share some links in the author comments so that you can read up on all of these responses to...
Smoke up, boys. Smoke weed now or forever hold your peace. Charlie Kirky. I just popped a perky. Happy 9/11, boys. Never forget.
Cydonia and the face on Mars. And with that, it's about time we return to our story.
I just cached my shit. I gotta pack another one.
Now, in the Enuma Elish, it says that Marduk placed 300 Anunnaki in the heavens and 600 on the earth, or the netherworld, depending on the translation. And all of these Anunnaki were led by 12 leaders. Sitchin believed that this was attempting to describe that there were 600 worker Anunnaki who came to Earth to dig the gold, who were led by 12 supervisors or bosses. The 300 gods in the heavens were believed to be another 300 Anunnaki who stayed in orbit on their mothership above the surface of the planet, similar to how we have the International Space Station in orbit today. To begin their mission, the Anunnaki first went to the Middle East. Sitchin believed it to be in the area of present-day Iraq, where in 7 days they established Eridu. Eridu is commonly believed to be the oldest Sumerian site across all of Mesopotamia. And is it possible that this is where the 7 days of creation come from in Genesis? Either way, it was here that they established their headquarters. For the gold, however, they went to mine a specific valley in Southeast Africa, where the largest natural deposit of gold was known to be. Of the 12 supervisors, Enlil was the leader of the whole operation, and Enki was second in command. The Anunnaki carved deep into the earth and dug large quantities of gold. Then, every 3,600 years when planet Nibiru came around, they would shuttle the gold to their homeworld and return to digging while Nibiru traveled its orbit again. Now, according to Sitchin and supporting theorists, they dug for a very long time, about 100,000 to 150,000 years before the rebellion took place. Somewhere between 300,000 and 200,000 years ago, the Anunnaki workers rebelled against their bosses.
Trees are beings that decided to be trees. Fuck yeah, dude. I want to come back as a giant ass tree one day. Then I'd get to finally watch shit happen until, well, no, it'd be like I wake up and then I live my first month, essentially, which is my first 100 years, and then the cucks will come and cut me down and turn me into fucking dumb paper. Not even cool paper, shit paper that's going in your inkjet printer. You're gonna fucking print out some dumb taxes on it or something.
They did not want to keep digging in the mines. One can easily imagine them saying, "We've been digging gold for 150,000 years, and we're tired of it. We're done." The rebellion presented a problem for the supervisors, and something had to be done. This is where Enlil and Enki come into the story in a very prominent way. If you recall, in the original Sumerian story, we had two versions of the conception of humans. In one, it was Namu's idea, and in the other, Enlil told Namu the idea, who gave it to Enki. So as our story goes, during the time of the rebellion...
Oh, honestly, dude, yeah, I deserve to come back as a cat, too. I just want to fucking laze about, I don't want to pay bills. I don't want to fucking... Although, sometimes I'm like, being a lazy inside cat is fun and all, but being a well taken care of outside feral cat in, like, I don't know, somewhere that's warm and doesn't get down to like 4 degrees like here, even here, you know, I'd come back as one of my feral cats. It'd be fun, right? But no, you probably want to have cuddles more than being able to chase birds. Yeah, so I want to come back as an inside cat, a lazy inside cat with tons of hammocks and windows. But being an outside cat would be fun too. Some of these outside cats be having the life. They be living the dream. They got best of both worlds. Because I guess the cat is the one that gets to choose if you're a snuggle buggle. Although if you're too much of a snuggle buggle, then that dumb lady that feeds you might snatch you one day. What's that line from Land Down Under that everyone uses? I met this strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and made me breakfast. That's the story of every feral cat who becomes an inside cat. But yeah, maybe that's what I want. I want to be a feral cat that has a nice feral cat life, not like one of those horrific ones And then in my later years, then I come in. I got to live the fun street life. Several years without getting my ear tipped. Then I get my ear tipped. Then I have a couple years of chilling with my cool adoptive family, but still get to live outside. And then in my sunlight, in my dusk years, I get to come in and sit in the window, and I still get allotted backyard time every day as long as I scream at the back door. That sounds like heaven, honestly, right? You don't want just a simple life of just being inside, right? Maybe you do, though, actually. I don't know. Could be fun. I like both worlds.
Enki's mother communicated with Enki while he slept, sending him a vision saying, "O my son, arise from thy bed, from thy slumber. Work what is wise, fashion servants for the gods." Due to the variations, it's not clear about where the true origins of this vision come from. But nevertheless, Enki awakens from this vision.
Speaking of which, Squeaks has gone 2 summers without going outside because he lost his outside privileges. But I'm considering giving him another shot this summer. Yeah, I want to be blessed with many yarn balls.
Filled slumber and suggests creation of servants for the gods. According to the story, Enki himself creates human beings out of a mixture of clay and the blood of the slain Kingu. This is another time where we have 2 different interpretations.
Wait, Agneta, your cat goes out in like -Celsius degrees? Okay, that and likes it? Okay, that makes me feel better about my outside kitties. Oh my god, yesterday was so funny because you know all this snow has just turned to ice. But where I feed the kitties is kind of like a mound now, but it's a fucking slippery mound, so I have to like get the food dumbwaiter like perfectly balanced, but it's like almost at the top of a little hill. But so one way the kitties have it kind of tore up so they can walk on it, but the other side is so slippery. The cats were literally trying to crawl up it and just kept sliding down. It was so funny. They just kept doing it over and over. Oh.
Converging on each other, because earlier we saw how Kingu was interpreted to be the moon.
But yeah, I worry about them, but then I'm also like, I feel like they're built like this, built for this. They're okay. They have their homes. They got their warm little places to sleep. They're fine.
But now, Kingu seems to be a being with flesh and blood, for it is with Kingu's DNA that provides the necessary ingredients for human genetics. What is Kingu, really? Looking at the rest of this description, we see a few more possible interpretations. To some, the term clay doesn't mean like physical clay, but earthly matter, including pre-existing life. And many believe that this line actually means that humans were created in a synthesis of Anunnaki DNA and the DNA of the highest form of primitive life available on the Earth. This then would suggest that humans weren't necessarily created, but came from a modification of an earlier hominid species, which was most likely either Homo erectus or Homo heidelbergensis. For years, we've been struggling to find the missing link between our species, Homo sapiens, and our predecessors, and this search is still taking place today. Perhaps this is our missing link. What's especially interesting about this is the timeline, because we currently understand that Homo sapiens emerged roughly 200 to 300.
Bro, how long do bones last? Are there bones of like everyone ever in the ground? Or bones go away after a while, right?
100,000 years ago, which is said to be right about when the Anunnaki rebellion took place. Throughout the tablets, genetics and the transformation of the human being are recurring themes. In the Flower of Life books, which originally put a lot of different pieces together in these stories, Drumfalo puts forth another piece of information that is very intriguing. He describes that in order to create a new species, you need both a father species and a mother species. Just like in order to create a child, you need a mother and a father. Drumfalo said that the Anunnaki were our mother species because they did the actual birthing, and that our father species were actually the Sirians, or at least a species from the star system Sirius. So to be very clear, these beings came from Sirius, not Syria, which is one of the closest stars to us and the brightest star in the sky. Well, not counting the sun. Okay, second brightest.
Yeah, catacombs, those bones last forever. In the dirt, though, do they go away? They probably do. But they're also kind of crystals, aren't they? Aren't our bones just crystals?
Now, while the Anunnaki were primarily a third-dimensional species, the Syrians were fourth-dimensional.
Isn't it crazy that our bones break and then they can regrow? Well, they can reattach? That shit's crazy, bro. I broke this arm a couple years ago. And it broke in like 4 places, dude. It was fucked up. And it just grew back together. It was like 3 months of torture, though. I had to sleep sitting up. It was awful, dude. Yeah, slept sitting up. It was crazy to not lay on your back for like 3 months.
And so we're able to come to our planet in a way that was probably like tessering from A Wrinkle in Time. In a stunning ritual, he described that these beings traveled here interdimensionally and entered directly into the womb of the halls of Amenti and before the flower of life.
What? Dinosaurs are fake. Come on, guys. Who the fuck's talking about dinosaurs?
The sacred heart of all consciousness on the planet. Because they understood everything was light and energy, in their fourth dimension, they created 30...
Yeah, imagine the Anunnaki came when the fucking dinos were roaming, bro, and they were like, hey, we gotta make these T-Rex fucking smart. Let's keep them with the real short arms, though, and we were just sentient T-Rexes walking around, having jobs. Oh, hey, I work at the gas station. Can you imagine a dinosaur becoming conscious? Can you imagine a cow becoming conscious and then running a gas station? What are we doing, bro? We came out of the trees to go work in an office with fluorescent lighting? What the fuck are we doing, bro? Got these dumb-ass jobs. Paying mortgages. What are you talking about?
2 rose quartz slabs, and then laid down upon them and entered into a long meditation, conceiving a new consciousness. Then Enki, on the third dimension, created a laboratory human egg, a genetic fusion of Anunnaki DNA and the DNA of the previous hominid species, and put them into Anunnaki women who were volunteering to do this. The new seeds of consciousness created by the Syrians then entered into the eggs and impregnated the women who nurtured them for what probably felt like 9 months or so and bore them as children. Now, let's be clear that this part about the Syrians is not found in the Sumerian tablets themselves, and so it's not grounded in any ancient writing. But it's a very compelling idea nonetheless, especially because of its implications, that the Anunnaki developed our bodies, but not our souls. And I mean, who knows? Maybe they were the bird people. Then again, it might all just be a fun idea and nothing more. Because just as much as the Syrians could be said to be our father species...
Oh yeah, dude, and my cat, Mr. Big Face, healed my arm so, like, good. He knew that I was hurt, and he would lay on my chest and purr for hours and hours and hours. He would just drool. And he was like a cuddle boy, but he would basically, every morning when I would read... he would come and hop on my chest for like 15 minutes and just sit there and purr, and then he'd always get sick of it. And you know, he likes short bursts of snuggles. But when I broke my arm, dude, he wouldn't leave me alone. He knew I was hurt, and he was just sitting there so much that he would drool, and then he'd start choking on his drool. He'd be like yeah. My doctor said that I healed crazy fast. Because, dude, they don't give you anything. I was like, dude, can we just do this with a cast and not surgery? Because I don't have surgery money. And he was like, oh, we don't even do a cast for upper arm breaks. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, no, it's better to just hang the gravity of your arm hanging is better than anything we can do for it. We just give you a sling. So it was literally loosey-goosey for 3 months, bro. It was crazy. And the first full month, I'd say almost 6 weeks, if I moved wrong, I literally felt the bones moving and touching each other. There was one time where I could have sworn like the bone got moved or shifted out of place, and it hurt so bad, and I was just trying to like, I was like throwing my arm down. I almost felt like I was like re-breaking it, but it was like, it felt so fucking weird. Yeah, dude. Don't get an upper arm break. It sucks. Don't ride mopeds. They're stupid. I should have sued the fuck out of Revel. I think that's why they closed up anyways, because everyone sued them for letting random people have access to mopeds. They were fun as fuck, though. But yeah, Mr. Bigface healed the fuck out of my arm.
It could also be said that Homo erectus was our father species.
I miss that boy.
Seed that was nurtured into something new. Ultimately, after all was said and done, the tablets write that the Anunnaki had...
Yeah, dude, it's given me the willies thinking about it. Just remembering, yeah. I'm telling you, I could feel like the bones. It was like a scraping feeling if I moved wrong. So I'd have to sit up like this. This is how I slept, bro. Every little movement is like, ah!
created an entirely new species of life on planet Earth. And that species was us. The legends in the ancient tablets are very clear that the Anunnaki created humans to support and serve the gods and help maintain all of creation. A lot of questions still remain though. What happened once we were created? And how did we earn our freedom? The plan for the Anunnaki was to create a more advanced race than Earth had at the time, to use for the purpose of mining gold and performing other laborious tasks. This, according to these interpretations of the ancient Sumerian records, was our original purpose as a species, a slave race to mine gold. Sitchin believed that the Anunnaki's original intention was to use us to mine all of the gold that they needed, and then destroy our race and leave the planet once they had no more use for us. What's amazing about this interpretation is that there are some incredible discoveries we've made in recent years that lend some merit to the story. As we previously...
Yeah, I'm definitely not part of the Broken Bone Kid Club. I haven't gotten confirmation that I've broken my toe that I suspect I've broken 1,000,000 times, but every time it feels the same and it sucks and I never get it checked out. I broke my finger before. I broke my finger from my fucking gym teacher throwing a basketball at me, stupid. Like he was like 3-4 feet away from me and he did one of those, like a hard pass. My fingers are already like 10 feet long, so it's like if you're only 4 feet away from me, my fingers are already 1 foot, so you're throwing like a super fast ball at me from 1 foot away. Snapped my finger, broke my toes, and then I broke my rib in a jiu-jitsu class, in my second jiu-jitsu class. Then I broke my arm.
Discussed, we have first the timeline itself. The sudden emergence of Homo sapiens 200,000 to 300,000 years ago is
Bro, I've broken my toe in my life probably 10 fucking times. It always gets crazy bruised. But it's like, you can't do anything for it.
Huge piece in the puzzle.
You can't do anything for ribs either.
What caused this dramatic jump in evolution from Homo erectus or Homo heidelbergensis at this time frame?
The jiu-jitsu guy, he didn't mean to. It was weird though. It was kind of like a freak accident. He was like sitting on my hips, and like I was laying on my back, and we weren't even wrestling. He literally was talking to the class, and he was like showing how to do something, and then he was just shifting back further on me, and he just put his hands on my ribs, like underneath my ribs here to like push. He didn't even push hard. He just kind of like pushed himself back and up a little bit. I think he pushed my rib up instead of like down. and it fucking snapped, and I literally it like sucked the wind out of me. The class was dead silent, and he moved, and I just went and he's like, oh fuck, he's like, I just broke your rib. And I was like, no, I think it's okay. He's like, no, I just broke your fucking rib. I'm so sorry. Dude. And then I was like, no, I'm okay. Because at first, you know, like the adrenaline makes you not feel it. And so for the first 20 minutes, I was like, just give me a minute. I just need to sit down and I'll come back in a minute. And I went and sat on like a medicine ball for like 20 minutes. And by the end, I was like panting. I was like, it is definitely broken. I think I'm going to go home. I never went back. But yeah, jiu-jitsu, not for me. Too many boys. too much aggression. Those guys were really cool though. It's just not my thing. I don't think I like contact shit. But yeah, that was a sign. That was a fucking sign. My literal second class. I went to one class and I was like, oh, I like this. This is kind of cool. And then I bought a gi. I was like, oh, I'll sign up for 6 months of this. I'll get a fucking, you know, the outfit or whatever. I bought the gi. I wore it once and then I broke my rib in it. And I was like, okay, jiu-jitsu ain't it. This ain't it for me. And then I found yoga, so fuck it.
Today, archaeologists...
Yeah, dude, he was really scared. He was like super. He was like, you signed the thing, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be insensitive. It's like, it's not like I'm not like a Sioux person anyway. But yeah, he was worried.
Still have a difficult time explaining it. I don't want to outright suggest that it was explicitly the Anunnaki. Maybe it was a big cosmic monolith from 2001, A Space Odyssey. That'd be pretty cool. Then again, the tablets say it was Enki.
Oh, dude, you broke your nose? I feel like that would be the worst. I've gotten hit in the nose before, and for some reason, like a nose punch or a nose bop in your nose hurts like hell. I can only imagine what breaking it would feel like. Honestly, thinking about it makes me like have the shivers. Ugh. Broken nose would suck.
So let's go with that for now. Now, here's where we have something very curious, and if you haven't heard it before, brace yourself, because it's pretty amazing. Right in the area where the Sumerian records state that we mined gold, archaeologists have found what may actually be gold mines, and these ancient ruins are believed by some to date back as far as 200,000 years. Stay open while we go through this, because there's a lot of mystery here, and even more debate around the nature of these ruins, so we'll do our best to cover all sides of the argument. Archaeologists, anthropologists, and historians don't really have an answer about how these colossal sites could exist back from 200,000 years ago, which is why many still debate that there are only 20...
Yeah, Zionists sue. Although I would be down for like suing the government or suing the FBI. Something like that to be like a pain in the ass, for sure. But even if I could win, I wouldn't sue like individual people. I should have sued all the people who interventioned me. That'd be fucking hilarious.
5,000 years old.
Fucking slander.
Or somewhere between those numbers. The general consensus in the mainstream world is that they're just early human settlements, not gold mines. However, even if this is true, even if these sites are not ancient gold mines, the magnitude of these ruins, even dating them at their most recent date, throws a huge wrench in our modern preconceptions about the origins of agriculture and civilization, with historian Professor Peter Delius and archaeologist Dr. Alex Schumann putting forth that they are a clear indication of an ancient technological and agricultural innovation long before the colonial era. Along with these amazing insights, we also have the discovery of what is now called Adam's calendar, which is a curious arrangement of ancient blocks aligned perfectly with the movements of the sun, solstices, and equinoxes. Today, these sites are known as the Baconi Ruins, named after the Baconi people who trace back to the early 16th century, despite clear evidence that these ruins date back thousands upon thousands of years prior. The ruins themselves today are generally neglected by the
Drink, you had 2 kids with no pain meds? Bro, that's crazy. Was that like a fucking ayahuasca trip? What was your experience with it? Was it like... Because I feel like the way that people have to give birth now is literally to like make it not a cool metaphysical like acid trip. Like they drug you and then they have you on your back, which I feel like is a very weird position for giving birth. Right? I don't know. I feel like they try and take some of the magic out of it. But yeah, was it wild? But also I don't know cuz don't have those parts. That's crazy. That's awesome though.
And heritage institutions.
I mean, you did it twice, so
and are getting damaged over time, but some have been saved thanks to the initiatives of private owners. These ruins are a giant complex of circular structures connected by channels and suspended in an expansive web of agricultural terraces. If we assume these were dwellings, some...
Wait. Giving birth on your back wasn't traditional until Genghis Khan? Wait, what's his fetish? People giving birth on their back? They used to have a birthing rack. Interesting. I tried to birth at a birth center where it's just not hospital-ish, but labor didn't progress, that first baby, so I went to a hospital. Got on Pitocin, which makes the labor extra strong, and the nurses would come in and be shocked I didn't have an epi-drip. With also the Pitocin, like, increases the pain of it? Wow. Oh, you preferred being on your back of all the positions because being vertical made the pain pressure too bad? Okay. But yeah, what made you want to do it without pain meds? Is it because it affects the baby? Or because you want to be present, or what? Both? You're not scared of the pain? Is that why most people do it? Is because it's painful? The doctors say that... Because you kind of have to decide, right? They have to give it to you before. Like you can't like decide mid-labor that you want it, right? So they kind of opt people in because most people want it, I'm assuming. Yeah, I couldn't handle being a woman. Pregnancy would freak me out. Yeah, it is, ladies are powerful, dude. I hear water birth can bring great pain relief. My mom had 3 without meds, and my mother-in-law had 3 without meds. My grandma had 5 without meds, etc. So I was just like, let me keep the tradition. Yeah, I get that. I feel like it could be like one of the most like spiritual experiences ever. I mean, not to like, I don't know anything about it because I feel like it could be really cool.
Suggest it could have held an absolutely massive population, which is unimaginable to think something like this could exist so long ago. But now, here's where things get even more interesting. Extensive electronic measurements that took place of these ruins in 2011 have shown that the circular stone ruins are actually energy-generating devices, using the natural sounds that emanate from the earth to create strong electromagnetic fields as a result of sound amplification. The shapes of these circular ruins are specific and unique because each circle represents the cymatic pattern of the sound energy as it appears on the surface of the earth at that point. And just briefly, In case you're unfamiliar with it, cymatics is a word derived from the Greek chyma, meaning wave, and ta chymatica, meaning matters pertaining to waves. The study of cymatics was pioneered by a Swiss medical doctor and natural scientist named Hans Jenny. He was able to create a physical representation of vibration, or how sound manifests into form, through the medium of various materials. This fascinating work offers profound insights into both the physical sciences and esoteric philosophies, and illustrates the very principles which
No, it's out of body pain and not cool, in my opinion. Gotcha.
inspired the ancient Greek philosophers. These cymatic images are truly awe-inspiring, not only for their visual beauty in portraying the inherent responsiveness of matter.
Yeah, you release DMT when you give birth the proper way. I want to have more now that I know that. LOL Frog, yeah, it's an experience, but I would still love to have 20 more babies, which won't happen, but would be my dream.
Matter to sound, but also because they inspire a deep recognition that we too are intrinsically connected to the same complex vibrational matrix of reality. As we explored way back in Spirit Science 7, the particles that make up the entire universe move in these very same geometric wave-like patterns, so we can see that at every level of reality, the essence of cymatics is present. Now, let us pretend that these really are ancient gold mines, as many people today believe they are. It would appear then that with a deep understanding of the phenomenon of cymatics, that the Anunnaki were able to mine gold, or perhaps move it around using the frequencies of the earth, and thus their gold mines were designed very specifically to resonate with the sounds of the planet, allowing them to do their work more easily. We know today that sound levitation is fully a thing, and may even be a great key to flying vehicles one day. So is it possible that these sites are the ancient remnant of sound levitation and like uses on an absolutely massive scale? Some sites, such as this one, are even more unique, having seemed to be constructed to very precise phi ratios. I know that so far we've been drawing all of these miners with pickaxes, and we're going to continue to, but please know that this is for the ease of telling the story for us today. To these ancient miners, they'd probably think pickaxes were a fairly limited and primitive technology. Regarding these ruins, the man responsible for leading the research on the electromagnetic fields of these sites is Michael Tellinger, who wrote the following about his experience there. I have measured these spectacular energies and electromagnetic waves, and therefore do not hesitate to make these claims. The fact that these circles are all connected by the stone channels makes it very clear to any scientist who works with electricity or energy that the stone circle complex is a giant energy generating grid that was most likely used in the mining and processing of gold on a scale unimaginable to us today. From Michael's work, he suggests that there was a civilization living at the tip of South Africa, mining gold for nearly 200,000 years, a civilization which at some point completely and suddenly vanished from the radar. Now, for those of us today who don't believe these stories are true, we must ask the question, what in the blazes?
Cat Dad, what do you mean, bro? That coming out of the size hole it does, you need something unless you're a badass bitch. Oh no, I don't knock anyone who takes painkillers for sure, dude. Again, I don't know. I'm not speaking for anyone. I'm just asking. No, I get it, dude. Fuck that. Dude, I've taken poops where I thought that my life was about to end. You guys ever have that? You ever have that butt pain sometimes where you're like, "Whoa, is this it?" You know what I'm talking about? It's like probably like once a year. It's a sharp, makes you sit up and go, "Is this the end?" And then you wait, you hold your breath for a few seconds, and you go, "Nope, not this time." Yeah, dude, I get it. I'm not knocking anyone. Yeah, listen to Rocco. Rocco said she ripped her hole to hole. Fuck that shit, bro. Mine was from Popeyes. Yeah, dude. We are not knocking anyone, believe me. Bro, us men have literally nothing to worry about ever. It's so funny how dramatic and you know, crabby we always are. Emotional we are. We literally have nothing to worry about ever. Bro, if I had to deal with tampons and shit for every month, oh my god. You fucking kidding me? That shit sucks, bro. That is a burden. That's a fucking burden. Yeah, but yeah, seriously, fuck that shit. Y'all are some G's.
We're ancient, primitive
Yeah, that's not lost on us, believe me. I'm just asking questions. Birth seems crazy to me. Never experienced it, so just asking. But yeah, dude, having kids would probably be cool. In the next life, brother.
Humans do.
No, maybe at the end of all this, we'll free all of the children that they've been growing in underground labs or something, and there'll be like, you know, it'll be like Us, that Jordan Peele movie. There'll be like 50% of the population lives underground, and then they'll get to come up and they'll all need families. So, you know, maybe we'll be able to adopt we'll adopt some underground cave dwellers or something. But yeah, being a dad would probably be sick.
With all of that gold, what did we use it for? Keep in mind, the general consensus is that at this stage in human evolution, we were purely hunter-gatherers. It was not until after 9,500 BCE that the 8 so-called founder crops of agriculture appear, and these ruins are dated significantly older than this. We know today that gold is a very soft metal, and not really something that we could use like other metals, certainly not if we were so primitive, as most of the world's historians agree that we were. Critics often put forth against Michael Tellinger and his claims that these sites could not possibly be gold mines because there is no ancient artifact that we know of today made of gold.
Yeah, cheers to all the moms out there. You the real MVP. Yeah, shout out, Mom. Shouts out, Mom.
Gold that exists before 4,600 BC.
Also, dude, it's crazy to me to be thinking about my fucking parents raising me at like 20. I can't even fathom it. I couldn't even make sense of it right now. You know what I mean? How the fuck? I guess sometimes you just got to go into it delusionally. Maybe maybe you're just never ever ready.
CE.
It just happens to you. But yeah, moms, you the real MVP. Crazy. My mom had me at 20 and was like, I got this. Nuts.
Then again, if the Anunnaki were shipping the gold off to their planet or wherever, it would make sense that humans wouldn't be crafting things out of it anyways. It is most certainly an extremely unique puzzle.
Yeah, placentas are crazy. It's an extra organ that forms. It creates life, bro. Nuts.
Made even more amazing by the fact that Sitchin wrote the Anunnaki were mining gold in Southeast Africa way back in 1976, long before the discovery of these sites truly came to light. For all of the people who claim that Sitchin didn't even know how to read the
Kathy Sanders was like 35 with grandkids. No, not true. But basically.
And all of his interpretations are wrong, I pose the question, how is this even possible? Now, I know what you might be thinking. Michael Tellinger read a Sitchin book, went to Africa, and then claimed some old ruins that he found were gold mines. And you know what? Maybe he really was looking for them. However, if we consider that he is correct, and that the energetic and cymatic readings of the site truly do indicate that they were gold mines, then it really does call us to reevaluate everything we think we know about human origins. The back and forth between historians and archaeologists on this, and even naming the ruins after the Baconi people, reminds me of exactly the same thing that happened around the age of the Sphinx. Today, Egyptologists stand definitively behind the idea that the Sphinx was built around 2500 BC by the pharaoh Khafre, despite significant archaeological evidence, such as the weathering patterns on the Sphinx, that prove it is significantly older, at least 12,000, if not 35,000 years old. The way that skeptics treat Sitchin and his work, you'd think he was just throwing darts at a map, and wherever they landed was wherever he pegged the story to take place. But if those ruins truly are the remnants of gold mines, then we have to ask the question, was Sitchin actually able to read the tablets better than everyone else in recent history? Today, most historians believe that the Sumerian tablets don't speak of gold mines at all, and that Sitchin essentially just made it all up. In the 12th planet, Sitchin explains his reasoning, which actually has to do with Apsu, also written as Abzu. If you recall,
placentas go for $33,000. Wait, can you replace a placenta? Or wait, you mean you eat the placenta?
Apsu is regarded as the aquifers under Mesopotamia, and Sitchin translated him to actually mean the
craziness. Yeah, it just grows.
Sun. But after Enki took...
Where they be taking these placentas at the hospital? What are they doing with those? Does anyone know? Do they bag them up or do they throw them all into an incinerator? I feel like I bet they bag them up. They probably go into a little red container for the Red Cross, given directly to Rothschilds.
The throne, Apsu became a location rather than a deity. Sitchin writes, the Sumerian term Abzu, which scholars have accepted...
They sell them to McDonald's. No, bro, that would be like selling filet mignon to McDonald's. They're selling fucking feet to McDonald's. No way, bro. What are you talking about? They're selling toenails to McDonald's and and all of the fat that they're like liposuctioning out of people. Ugh. Every time I think of that Fight Club scene where they're pulling the bags. Sorry, I'm getting gaggy. When they're pulling the bag of the fat, oh God, out of the garbage and it gets caught on the barbed wire. It's the muck rib. Oh, dude, stop. Yuck. Yeah, the muck rib comes back every time. Pig feet are super cheap. The mixenta. Ew. Dude, that would be the 5-star version of McDonald's would sell the mixenta. We're puking about thinking about that scene in Fight Club when they go and pull the bags of fat out of the garbage and it gets caught on the barbed wire fence and leaks out on everything. And thinking about that getting shipped to McDonald's and turned into hamburgers. Yeah, placenta's more like a sweet green type entree. Or like the premium Chipotle bowl slop item. When I was a baby, I lived in a city called Placentia. What the fuck were they doing there? Ew. Yeah, muck rib.
To mean watery deep requires a fresh and critical analysis. Literally, the term meant primeval deep source, not necessarily of waters. According to Sumerian grammatical rules, either of two syllables of any term could precede the other without changing the word's meaning, with the result that Abzu and Zuab meant the same thing. The latter spelling of the Sumerian term enables identification of its parallel in the Semitic languages, for Za'ab has always meant and still means precious metal, specifically gold in Hebrew and its sister languages. The Sumerian pictograph for Abzu was that of an excavation deep into the earth, mounted by a shaft. Thus, Ea was not the lord of an indefinite watery deep, but the god in charge of the exploitation of Earth's minerals. This is a very curious correlation, considering that gold is often called the royal metal, sacred in ancient times, and is the metal most commonly associated with the sun in ancient alchemy, and very often related with solar deities. So we see Apsu firstly written as the sun, and then a physical metal commonly identified as the metal of the sun and sun gods. Wowsy. But you know what? Our discoveries don't end there. Let's now shift the conversation for a moment to explore one more curious relationship between what we know today about human history and the story from these tablets. There is a colloquial mitochondrial Eve theory.
Yeah, dude, imagine all of the appetizers that they're making with our little fucking circumcised heads. They're making circ apps. They're making stuffed circs, bro, like little stuffed mushrooms. Oh my god. They're putting like a little beefy rice mixture inside the little cup turned upside down, and then they put a little cheese on the top and broil them. The placentas, they're cooking like steaks. Blech. These lizards.
That scientists first presented in the early 1980s. By 1987, a publication by scientists Kahn, Stoneking, and Wilson revealed that the matrilineal source of our common DNA lineage dates back between 140 and 200,000 years ago. To be clear, the original nomenclature for this finding was Lucky Mother, but when a publication in Science titled The Unmasking of Mitochondrial Eve was released to the world, the name...
Yeah, food talk definitely has to come back. Fuck placenta talk.
Eve stuck in the minds of the masses. Just to make sure there's an understanding of these results, they referred to a common matrilineal mitochondrial line, a common root for all humans. What's so interesting here, and why this research has relevance to this part of the story, is that the first collective person happened to come from the same exact time frame and valley that humans were mining gold in. The latest research on this from 2013 serves...
Yeah, I always said it's not the apocalypse if we still have Chipotle, and now it's not even good anymore. Yeah, dude, Chipotle sucks. All the food sucks. Panera sucks, bro. When Panera was cool, Panera was the shit, man. Nothing is anymore. It's so unsatisfying. Yeah, dude, honestly, it's been great because now I cook a ton of shit at home. I've been just cutting up like green peppers, orange peppers, red onion, some green beans, and carrots and shit, and just throwing them all together with a squeeze of lemon, and then a ton of fucking lemon pepper seasoning. I got one of those big ass jugs of it from the grocery store, and then some oil. Throw that shit in there, $4.25 for freaking, I don't know, 35 minutes. Oh, broccoli too, and cauliflower, because you got to get those crispy trees, bro. I've been eating that. That's been hitting pretty hard. Yeah, all these old treats, they don't hit anymore, bro. Taco Bell doesn't hit. Nothing hits, dude. It's good, though, honestly. They're literally making us vibe ourselves up. They're making us eat food that's better for us, that's going to create a feedback loop of us vibing higher. I miss when their corporate poison was cheap, man. And that's the other thing. Not only does it not hit, it's so expensive, it literally, you can't eat there anymore. So they're doing us a favor. Everything became Cisco, yeah, and US Foods, exactly. Dude, even Five Guys sucks. I can't with Five Guys anymore. Something makes me feel like shit. Maybe all the grease and I can't eat that anymore. Yeah, I know. I haven't eaten McDonald's in fucking years. Sometimes I like a little Wendy's treat, but even that isn't like the burgers are fucking tiny and weird now. I don't know. Everything feels fake. Everything tastes fake. Everything smells fake. Wendy's used to be the one that felt real, but not anymore, man. It all feels fake. All food is fake and gay now. Yeah, mom and pop restaurants can still hit. A diner still hits. I love a good diner, bro. Oh, man. But, yeah, I like to support the, like, local... Like, I like to support my local pizza place over here. I like to support the like, dope-ass Mexican, the taco place on the corner. There's a cool, like... Puerto Rican lunch spots that are pretty awesome. You always get like a nice rice and beans with chicken or whatever platter, plantains. Get some gravy on it. Extra brown beans. Those places are still dope. But yeah, all this old shit that used to be like that drug food, it fucking sucks now. And it's so expensive, it's like you literally can't afford it. Dude, you can't go to Chipotle without it costing like $30. The fuck? It's a bowl of slop. It's a slop bowl. This shit it's like $12 total with drink and chips. The fuck? Oh, dude, you know what else fucking slaps? Beets. Oh, beets. So earthy. Pretty awesome. Makes your piss turn red. And your poop.
Only to create...
If you ever just eat a bunch of beets, and then you forget about it, and then the next day you think that you're again dying, imagine timing up eating a bunch of beets with that sharp pain once a year where you go, what? Is this the end? And then you forget that you ate beets? Ah!
Even more robust
Sorry. We got to get back on normal food talk.
Data set to
not the aftermath of food talk.
support the original date and region of mitochondrial Eve. Isn't it so remarkable that the original...
Oh my god, it's 10.
...theory, and still prevalent out of Africa theory of human origin, just so happens to point to the same valley where the Sumerian records say that it all started? Coincidence? You decide.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing too. The grocery store chicken is so bad. My go-to has been to make like barbecue chicken, and then all my roasted veggies. The last few fucking days I've just been doing the roasted veggies because the chicken is fucking weird. They're literally making us vegetarian, which is good. Oh, roasted beets with a goat cheese or feta. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Ooh, yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna make a bunch of beets. That sounds awesome, and I'll get some feta and goat. I'm gonna get feta and goat cheese. Screw it. What's Mary's chicken? I mean, Food Bazaar just has one kind of chicken. Yeah, Cat Dadastan's gonna have great food.
Let's now bring ourselves back to the story, sometime around 200,000 to 300,000 years ago, when Enki created humanity.
What are good veggie like entree type things? Because that I feel like a meal to me is always like a chicken and then a bunch of vegetables. But when it's just the vegetables, it's like, you know, I think maybe I need to start fucking with like seitan. Like H, what's your like go-to easy meal, veggie meal? But yeah, the eating less that's also been a big part of like my awakening. Which also is nice because it's such a drag to have to fucking make food for yourself all the time. Oh my god. Yeah, I was thinking I'm just gonna I need to get rice and just do have a go-to stir fry. Because I'll just throw in all the same shit that I'm doing my roasted veggies with. It's green beans and peppers, and I'll get some mushrooms and shit. And then what? Like soy sauce, some chili, some sriracha or something. I need to get some frickin' what? I don't know what else. Lots of pasta. Yeah, I guess I need to do that too. I never think about pasta, honestly. Making it for myself anyway. Cucumber salads. Yeah, cucumbers are pretty awesome too. I could go watch some of those. There's that one guy who makes all those cucumber salads or whatever on TikTok.
If you are knowledgeable of Greek mythology, this part of the story sounds very familiar to Prometheus, the ancient titan who created humanity out of clay. Like Prometheus, Enki stands up for the human race when in conflict with the gods, most of all, Enlil. From a more scientific perspective, the tablets seem to depict Enki as a geneticist who used some form of advanced technology to clone and create this new kind of human. There's even tablet images that depict a pattern that looks an awful lot like a DNA strand. Despite Enki's work, Enlil was still in charge of the operation and would command Enki to modify the genome as he required. Sitchin explains that the combination of earthly clay mixed with divine blood to create the prototype of man is firmly established by the Mesopotamian texts. We also see this reflected in Genesis 2, where Elohim—
Oh yeah, eggplant or some breaded zucchini. Okay, I'll do that too. Yeah, I should get a little rice cooker. No, I'll just do stovetop. I don't need another fucking thing to sit on my counter. I ate so much pasta today. Dude, pasta does kind of sound good. I don't have any though. Bro, coleslaw? Oh, don't even get me started. Boy, do I love coleslaw. Pita chips and tzatziki sauce dip. Yeah, I do love that. Love hummus. Eat a dick or at least eat a pita chip after I skeet on you, piece of shit. Wait, what's your name? War dick? War boner.
fashioned Adam from the clay of the soil, and he blew in his nostrils the breath of life, and Adam turned into a living being with a soul. The Hebrew term commonly translated as soul here is nephesh, that elusive spirit that animates a body and seemingly abandons it when the physical form dies. Interestingly, the term Adama, after which the name Adam was coined, originally meant not just any earth or soil, but specifically dark red soil. The Hebrew name for the color red is also Adam, which stems from the word for blood. This name Adam employed a Sumerian linguistic play of double meanings. The Adam could mean several things: one of the earth, one made of dark red soil, and especially the one made of blood. The Sumerian texts also speak of attempts to craft a perfect primitive worker, which along the way resulted in deformed humans created by Enki and the mother goddess Ninhursag, which you might remember from her other name in the Babylonian story, Damkina. Essentially—
Hold on, let's check in on Savannah Guthrie for a minute.
And here now is Paul Moore, retired NYPD inspector, Fox News contributor. Paul, I want to play the—
Is this Savannah Guthrie's house?
Video released
or
by
no,
the
this is Nancy's house, probably.
Guthrie family, again, for those who may have missed—
She lives in Breaking Bad house?
Let's watch.
We received your message, and
we got another video? Oh, fuck!
Understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
What is this, bro? Oh my god. New family video. Wee-oo, wee-oo. Dude, they're so weird. They gotta stop releasing these videos. Why are they doing this? This is so funny, bro. Your rice cooker's small? War Dick. I like War Dick, too. War Dick could have a feature. You be War Boner, I'll be War Dick. We'll be the War Brothers. Dude, they gotta stop releasing these videos. I mean, no, they're just doing what I told them to do. I said, if you want to fucking step in the ring, if you want to try and take Erica Cuck's crown, you better be dropping content. This is hilarious.
What is your reaction to that latest video?
Yeah, Yeah, I'll never understand why an 80-year-old needs a massive spread like this. What is this 80-year-old doing with a pool? Look at, she's got one of those she's got a U driveway, bro. Not only that, it's a wraparound driveway. She's got the U cul-de-sac in her front yard, and she's got a fucking driveway garage here and big ass house. And what's this? Is this a guest house? What is this little offshoot house? The fuck?
You know, look, I'm just seeing it like everybody else. Just read it. So let's look at it very closely, the way Ted Williams did. I think where it gets most troubling is when you go near the end. So let me just tease it out similar to the way Ted just did. We received your message and we understand. That feels to me like there's something new. And one of the things we've all been talking about.
Why are they not showing the message? Yeah, who's giving Nancy her meds, goddammit?
Is have they established a protocol to speak to each other? This sounds like they got something that is different.
Her house is the size of a Walmart.
From the note, the second note, that none of us were really sure was the same people originating in the same place as the first note.
Does the mom have a dementia? She's probably in the attic. Dude, literally. No, she's definitely in the backyard, buried.
The authorities were taking seriously. Now, one of the points I've been making is that if the second note were from the same people, I think they would have included, once again, the crypto wallet.
Wait, did you guys see that Bitcoin? Did you see what Bitcoin's doing? Like, is this all tied into Bitcoin? Look at this shit. Over the last month, it's fallen 20%. Look, 6 months, bro. 50%. It used to be 120, bro. What the fuck? I wonder if Max Azzarello was right, dude. I wonder if they're gonna do a big old rug pull on it. That would be fucking crazy, bro. Crazy.
It's not definite, but that would have very much been a proof that it was the same people, because that's a long, unguessable.
Oh, dude. A fucking Wisconsin supper club. I haven't been to one in so long. Supper clubs? Yeah, brother. You know what probably still hits? The Golden Corral, dude. We got to make a pilgrimage to that Bronx Golden Corral. You think it's a wealth transfer? Yeah, so what's going on? Is it falling because people are selling? Like, how does this all work? Oh, wait. Oh, you're saying this is a wealth transfer disguised as a ransom. You think they're transferring it to themselves? That is too funny. I love that idea. They're like, oh, all of our money's gone. We gave it to our ransomer. It's in Bitcoin. You'll never know who has it. It's me, Savannah Guthrie. Is this them stealing their mother's home? So funny.
Number. And first of all, it goes to the fact that they want to be paid. So I would think it would have been in the second note. Not definitive, but perhaps. This feels to me like it's something new. And therefore, I have to think that they did establish.
I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that Bitcoin has dropped so much in the last 6 months. Imagine if they asked for 10 Bitcoin 6 months ago. That would be $1.2 million. Now it's only $0.6 million.
Some way to talk.
Getting mom on discount.
To each other, one way or the other. That could be good news for the investigation because you have something else to work on. Let's go on real quick. We beg you to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her.
Imagine they parachute her into the Super Bowl tomorrow, right when Bad Bunny starts playing. Oh my God. That would be incredible. Jesus flies down. Oh, look at this. Nancy Guthrie tip line, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Should we call him? Should we call him and say, hey, this reeks of Paul Wysopal involvement. Do you have Paul Wysopal on the case? And if not, where is he?
Celebrate what? That feels to me like a euphemism, right? Celebrate her life, something like that. Also, return our mother to us. Let's look at not so much what's being said as what's not being said.
Hold on, I gotta see. Where's the full video? What was that posted on? Return our mother.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us.
Sister is carrying this video. She's giving it her fucking all, dude. Everyone else phoning it in.
So that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us. And we
Now, remember, guys, they tattled on themselves with their words. This is very valuable to us. I don't know. Is that what you say about getting your mother back? This is very valuable to us. Let's imagine they're stealing a bunch of money out of this, right? That would be considered valuable. Yeah, she did. I think she might be, bro. Tel Aviv be expensive, bro. I know. You gotta pay your fucking... I think all of these people have to pay, like this is how they get into the next level of Zionism. This is how you walk the 33 steps of Zionism. You gotta fundraise for them. That doesn't matter. You can do it by being the CEO of Facebook or the head podcaster named Joe Rogan, and you got to pay tribute, bro. This is a Mormon organization, essentially. Savannah Guthrie, she don't got the scratch, bro. I mean, we thought she was Katie Couric for a minute there. I've never thought of this person. I don't know who the fuck she is. I don't know why I should care about her fucking mom. But how's Savannah Guthrie going to get into the kingdom of Scientology unless she does a fucking ransom where she steals all of her mom's money? Yeah, you got to sacrifice someone you love. This is the same as Diddy sacrificing his mom. I mean, yay, Kanye.
We will pay.
No, dude, they are gonna parachute her into the fucking Super Bowl.
Remember what it felt like to be a little kid?
No, stop.
Stores were playgrounds.
No ads.
And your mom's shoe closet was a world of character.
I rebuke you. These fucking people, right? Oh shit, Minutes of Horror is even talking about it? Fuck.
So this is very odd. This is Savannah Guthrie talking about her missing mother, but people had noticed something very similar.
She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
Catherine is very gentle and kind. Talk to her and you'll see.
So people are saying that what Savannah said is very similar to what the senator said in the movie Silence of the Lambs when her daughter went missing. People are also saying that it's eerie that Savannah's brother is wearing a shirt that looks sort of similar to the blouse or the scarf that the senator is wearing beneath her jacket. Another eerie coincidence to Silence of the Lambs is that it had a special first premiere in Los Angeles back on February 1st, 1991, before it officially came out. That would mark 35 years to the date that Savannah Guthrie and her family would discover
This is too funny.
Their mother went missing on February 1st, 2026. Is this just a coincidence, or is the whole world a stage? So in my last video, I had spoken about how news reported, and coming directly from the news, that 4 moons were seen above Russia's night sky. They said it was a moon dog, and I said that's interesting because a moon dog typically looks like this.
Bro, it almost looks like a fucking double exposure. They be getting weird with the I think that they're turning the Earth just into a giant, like, film exposure thing. You know what I mean? One of the trays where you put the film in and then you wiggle it around with the liquid.
Flash forward a week later, and we have a couple more odd sky sightings, one involving the moon and another involving the sun. This video comes from Morgana Was Here.
So I am quite literally outside, and again, this is now 2 days later, and it's happening again.
Oh, I think that's all Florida Dad talks about, the
and there we go.
Savannah Guthrie.
It does it again.
What? The 3 Doors Down singer died today? My night just got 9/11. Oh, what was his name, dude? I used to love 3 Doors Down.
And we also have another news report, this time coming from Times Now, that 4 suns were seen in the skies above Alaska.
Oh my, they look so close. You can touch them. Never seen the sky do this. Feels wrong and beautiful at the same time.
It's like the world just doubled down on the sun.
So then what was the explanation? Well, they gave the same exact explanation that they gave the 4 moons seen in Russia. They said what these people witnessed in Alaska was a complex sundog. Looking up photos of a complex sundog, I'm presented photos like this and nothing like that. So then what's going on?
I wonder if it has something to do with them doing like the triple layers of clouds in the sky or something. I don't know.
On here, I mean, I really don't know, but the one theory that I really do like that I have been seeing a lot lately is that what these people are seeing are actually holograms, which would make a lot of sense given the fact that not everybody is seeing this and they may be testing holograms in certain locations. And it also makes a lot of sense when you remember that they have a lunar and solar simulator patented. What makes the hologram theory even stronger is that this happened once before back in 2021 in Dubai. People all over Dubai saw 2 moons in the sky. The UAE government, they did not say it was a moon dog like we're hearing over here. They said it was actually them using advanced projection technology for some kind of Mars publicity stunt. So unless it was an actual weird phenomenon these people witnessed and the UAE government is just trying to cover it up, that begs the question, if they can do it, why can't other governments around the world do it? And maybe test runs for more nefarious purposes, think Project BB. This was also witnessed by people over in Saudi Arabia in January, and again, the same excuse, it was just a sundog. And once again, over in Russia in January, residents saw 2 suns, and these look like 2 suns that are just completely shining. So yeah, I just think the best theory, and one that I do agree with, is that these people are seeing holograms being tested. But outside of the sun and the moon, people are also seeing other strange things in the skies, like for example over in Trinidad, people saw this.
What the fuck is going on, boys? Alright. We're either going to go stretch now or we're not going to. Do you guys want to stretch or you want to watch some more videos for 15 more minutes? Y'all tell me what you want to do. I don't care. We could take a night off if you want. Just goof a little bit more. Or we can go stretch.
News and media tried saying it was a meteor, but that's kind of slow for any meteor I've ever seen before. Somebody else took an alternate angle of it.
You want to finish watching our movie? Our Anunnaki movie? Well, not finish it. Oh, you're going to watch movie. Have fun. Stir fry time. Yeah, it's kind of late. Let's just wrap up in a few minutes. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm personally ain't stretching or moving at all at this point in the evening. I fuck with that. What the fuck? Florida Dad just cut his audio. Must have.
But moving on, in this next video, a streamer was videotaping in Antarctica and this happened.
What the fuck? This is Antarctica? That looks like Antlantica, bro. There ain't no ice in Antarctica, bro. They fucking heated it up so much there's no fucking ice there. Dude, what if they've just been using this James Webb telescope to blast the sun down on Antarctica to melt it all so that they could get all the pyramids and shit uncovered? There ain't no fucking ice here, bro. Ancient tree.
Okay, cool. It's not such devices. They are not anything that is related to the internet connection. Cybersecurity is completely forbidden.
Really? So no one saw that was going on?
Nope. Not even a single piece of data.
Really? On land?
That is not secure. No.
Is that for like all of it? I'm just asking questions. I'm not arguing with you. For all of Antarctica?
Yep.
Okay.
For all, it's available for all ships. It's not only this ship, all the ships around, and especially this one. We have cybersecurity. We have policies to follow. Unfortunately, we cannot let you.
Right, bring it on land.
Yeah.
And that's for every ship in Antarctica?
Yep, for everybody.
Okay.
But our procedures, they are very strict, and such devices, they are not allowed, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. That's fine. Thank you for informing us. I apologize if there was any issue. I just didn't see any problem with it like online when I was researching and stuff, but you're the captain.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sorry for taking you away from your station. I apologize.
What is this, bro? They shot her. Wait, they shot her. They tried labeling her a terrorist. She still won and got released free. Judge orders further rules. Body cam release too. What is this from?
Yeah, Trill, that court hearing wrapped up just a few minutes ago here at the Dirksen Federal Building with a pretty significant win for Miramar Martinez. The judge ruled in favor of Martinez's motion to modify a protective order in this case to have images and text from last year's shooting made public. Martinez.
Is this Michigan?
Goal here was to have more evidence in this case released to help clear her name after she was shot 5 times last year by a Customs and Border Patrol agent who was not wearing a body camera at the time. Federal agents shot Martinez on October 4th near 39th and Kedzie on the southwest side. Martinez followed the agents for several blocks before their vehicles collided, resulting in minor dents and scrapes to the cars involved. Homeland Security accused Martinez of assault, labeling her as a domestic terrorist. Criminal charges against
Rude.
Martinez, a Montessori school teacher with no criminal background, have since been dropped. Martinez,
she was a Montessori school teacher. Oh my God.
His attorney says video evidence proves she did not assault anybody, as prosecutors say they are okay with releasing body camera video of the moments leading up to the shooting while withholding text messages sent by the agent involved in the shooting. We heard from her attorney shortly after the hearing ended.
These are people that are sworn to protect U.S. citizens. There's a respect for life policy with Border Patrol. And this man, after shooting a woman who did nothing, is going to text his friends and joke about it, brag about it, put it in your book. That's not what this country stands for. And thankfully, the judge said, I'm not going to protect him from himself.
Martinez testified on Capitol Hill earlier this week, saying her living testimony is evidence of a pattern of lies told by the federal government. She says she believes she survived the shooting so she could share her story. Now back here live at the Dirksen Federal Building this morning, Martinez's attorney says they simply want the federal government to come out with a public statement saying that Martinez is not a domestic terrorist.
Well, that's good. The Montessori school teacher is not a domestic terrorist, guys. And she got shot 5 times? She's trying to get up there with 50. She survived, and that dummy, what a dick. Dude, fuck ICE. Am I right, boys? Yeah.
Hello.
Why is this grumpy man in Antarctica?
Looking for me here?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay. I just had smoke.
I just want to tell you that it's not nice that you stream us online. So just for your information, you have no more internet access from now for the rest of the cruise.
Okay, can I turn off my stream then? Because I need like 2 minutes to like turn off my server.
No, your internet is gone now.
Oh, I can't.
What in the world is going on over in Antarctica to the point that you can't stream, you can't videotape without permission, without strict authorization, when we see people videotaping and
Yeah, because there ain't no ice, bro. Where are these glaciers at? Where are the glaciers forming the land, bro? What are the glaciers cooking up in Antarctica down there?
Antarctica, they need strict permission, and this guy thought he could stream without anybody's permission, and well, you saw what happened. What is there they don't want exposed? There has to be something there that they don't want the public to see, because if we do,
Mr. Beast knows.
I guess it would put the world on its head.
Bro, Mr. Beast has he is fully out with it that he's fucking with the Mormon church. He's like, he put them on his like donor list or something. Did you know Mark Rober's Mormon too? Oh man, these fucking Mormons.
These countries that we think are enemies on the TV screen anyway, all agree with one thing: Antarctica. But moving on, in this next creepy video, this individual recorded whatever kind of snow this happens to be.
So,
Spiderweb snow, bro? Get the fuck out of here.
Does somebody want to tell me what kind of snow melts like this? Look at it.
Icky. Yuck, yuck.
It's like rubbery. It's crazy. Look at the film on top of the ice. Look at this. Look at this. Tell me what kind of snow
Mr. Mark of the Beast, more like. Exactly, dude.
Melts like that. It's crazy.
Spiderweb snow. It's cool. Spin it into silk. Ew, dude.
All of it. Y'all let me know what you think.
Some people are calling that snow mold or snow fungus. Look, I've been on this planet for 39 years, never heard of anything called snow fungus before, but to be fair, I haven't heard of something called snow fleas either.
Wait, Marriott hotels are a Mormon family run? Oh my goodness.
Maybe I'm just in a different reality where snow mold is normal, but I know one thing, I wouldn't have touched that with my bare hands. But moving on, people all across social media, whether it's X, YouTube, Reddit, TikTok, and so forth, are saying that something big is going to happen at this year's Super Bowl. For example, this video comes from Dead State Band.
Oh God, a big emergency. I've heard this before.
As you can see,
I don't think it said where that was at.
The
spiderweb snow. It looked kind of like in the South or something.
Bowl image for 2026.
Like maybe Tennessee.
If you look at the colors, you will see it's the same exact colors as the emergent.
Yeah, Utah is Mr. Beast's #1 fan base. We've been saying, dude. And then you got fucking Fittest Fed Earther doing Mela Luca shit. I didn't even bring that up in my video about his ass.
See broadcast system. You see the silver all the way to the left. You see the silver Lombardi trophy that says Super Bowl. You have your yellow, then your light blue, which is the sky. You can see the green. Just look at it. And then the fuchsia, almost violet, pinkish color. You can see it in the trees. The red on the bridge here, and then the dark blue right above the bridge under the light blue, under those white clouds right there.
Qualtronics, Ryan Smith, the founder of Qualtronics, a tech billionaire, he's Mormon. Oh my God. These Mormons. He bought the Utah Jazz? Oh my goodness.
Now, we all know that it's always symbolism inside of these types of images. Now, why would the Super Bowl logo this year have the same colors as the emergency broadcast system? Not to mention, ICE is going to be patrolling at the Super Bowl. So what is it that they know is coming that we don't know is coming?
The Super Bowl, or the Superb Owl, is just one giant ritual every year. We see it in the halftime shows. We see it with the commercials. People's emotions are high. It just feels like an energy harvesting ritual. Then it seems like almost every year lately, it's being spread around on social media that something bad will happen at the Super Bowl. Again, it's just one giant ritual, but I do have to say the color choice is definitely very interesting, that it matches color for color with the emergency broadcast system.
Well, I just went down a rabbit hole. When I first heard about this, I thought it was just like a creepypasta type thing, but no, this is real life, which makes it even more terrifying. It all started back in 2021 when a Reddit user posted 3 separate Instagram accounts that they had come across. One of them had this username, TruthSticks11, and in the account's description it said that it was a 12-year-old boy's account that was looked after by his mother. But the videos on this account were...
Mr. Beast is Satan. 100%, Bonita. And Peter Thiel. When Peter Thiel and Mr. Beast, when they human centipede each other, they, with their powers combined, they form the Antichrist.
Very unsettling. The posts began innocent enough and truly seemed like a mother just bragging about her son and his accomplishments in school, but over time, the pictures got more and more strange. Like they were heavily edited or might even be AI. I mean, the little boy we once saw in the photos didn't even look like a child anymore. And then it transformed into something more similar to CP. Sometimes the posts would even have this child's face photoshopped onto the bodies of adults that were dressed provocatively. So it started to become more and more obvious that the account was not run by a child or even a mother, but by an online predator. And then multiple other pages.
Oh yeah, they're doing the Olympics right now and the Super Bowl. the fucking winter. Where are the Winter Olympics? Oh my God, this is too much. What, in Italy? Ew, Milano Cortina? Milan. Florida Dad's definitely gonna have to do a deep dive into the Olympic ceremony.
We found something big, and we can't talk about the religions of pedophilia, so let's just roast their grammatical errors and hope someone sees this and helps us break the code. Either way, what's up with all the spaces? Don cannot release his tax returns, so...
Oh, wait, I saw someone posted a video responding to Ty's video here that she thinks that all the equal signs and stuff are from the FBI, because the FBI supposedly use like something to like pull all of the emails fast or some shit, and sometimes numbers and like ones and L's and I's, they get mistranslated as equal signs, so some of them are like equals 9. So she was saying that she thinks that some of the equals are like ones.
There's options, right, to Peter Thiel. Then we got these equal signs right above the technical specifications for strain pandemic simulation to Bill Gates. Then we got these eyes and millions of babies, very little good vegetable cream cheese. It's clear they're misspelling things on emails they do not want to be seen. Then you guys all these manually added in. This email about how we're all slaves and they just crash our markets is the weirdest worded email. Then
Wait, that one email that was like, are we talking about World War III beginning on February 8th? Is that tomorrow? It is. Oh, World War III starts during the Super Bowl? Dude, if World War III starts during stream tomorrow, I'm going to be like, nice. We're going to have a front row seat, guys. Just kidding. World War III's already begun. The Silent War. Yay, bread and circus. Yeah.
Right in this email, we got these equal signs again. Right under Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad, he was passed away. This is the code. There are 29,000 results. Sorry for all the typos. I just do the music around here. I need help. You know the regular code. Interesting people coming to the house. Elon's like, what? And he's like, you think I'm retarded? There's no one over 25. Elon keeps going. He's like, thank you, good sir. And then he just forwards that to his assistant. He's like, just deal with this loser. Either way, he's not the only one. Rothschilds, Ukraine upheaval should provide. What are these spaces? What is this equal sign? Are we working too hard at work? All you need is a blood transfusion from the... What is this? Is this a BlackBerry thing? Go no. I didn't think this was a typo. I just thought it was mean that they didn't give him his talking machine. It really isn't that
Was that a real picture? Oh my God.
hard to pen a decent letter, is it, Melania or J.K. Rowling? She wanted you to think trans people were the problem, and that's because she was the problem. Projection is a bitch, and he also knew how to write a decent email. Don't let him fool you. He says, whoops, in response to Bobby Kennedy's wife dying. He sends 2 exclamation points to send pizza to Bobby, right? He's putting in the time. Okay, period, after Bush R-worded him, right? This breakup to Bill Gates was it was well worded. He says, Putin says Zelensky's run by the Israelis. No notes. Leonardo DiCaprio is looking for non-U.S. products to endorse to make some money. Why? The FBI crushed these, but no Republicans read them, and I thought this was really well shot. Ghislaine had a submarine license, but I still need help to figure out what sorry for all these typos means. We found something big.
Athletes and spectators from all over the world. This is a message of peace from Nelson Mandela.
Wait. There's no video of this shit?
The stadium lights dimmed, the cracks in Milan, and deliver a message that felt...
Why are all these videos weird in AI?
You know, there are very few moments you feel the electricity in the air.
What the fuck is going on? Where's Charlize Theron talking? All I see are portals. Portals, portals, portals. I don't think we can watch this. We'll get in trouble. Hold on.
World, this is a message of peace by my beloved countrymen.
She do have lizardly eyes.
Peace is not just the absence of conflict.
Bro, how did she get her eyes extra wet? They look weird. But no, it's probably mostly just the lights that are in her face. Looks like they've got 4 lights here. I don't know.
Peace is the creation of an environment where all can flourish.
She do have wet eyes though. What's going on? It looks like she's trying to devour my soul.
Regardless of race,
Why is her teeth? Look at her teeth. They're so shiny.
color, creed, religion, gender, class, caste, or any other social markers of difference. Today, this message seems more relevant than ever.
She's got to be like 85 years old at this point, right?
So let these games be more than just sport. Let them be a reminder of our common humanity, our respect for one another, and a resounding call
Dude, yeah, she's got the Erica eye drops. You're so right.
for peace everywhere.
Her hair is gills.
World, this
Hilarious.
You know how I know he's alive? I mean, I said that he was alive back when the videos from the cell or outside of the cell had surfaced. It was just obvious to me that they snuck him out. You don't amass this kind of power without being able to use it to get yourself out of jail. And after he died,
I'm gonna
there
rip
was
my
a
own
$50
lizard
million
bone.
transfer from one of his accounts to another one of his accounts that was then immediately emptied. But aside from that, there's 2 photos of his face immediately after they recovered his body, allegedly. He's still wearing his little weighted vest thing. Immediately I see this face and I see animation still.
Yeah, he's
right?
like...
He still looks
He's like pursing his lips.
animated. There's almost a smirk there. It looks like he's trying to close his eyes. And his mouth is closed. I have seen many, many, many autopsy photos. Jaws are almost always slack. I've seen dead and dying bodies. Jaws are always slack. You lose muscle tone immediately when you die. There's nothing holding the tension in your muscles. So for his mouth to be closed is an anomaly, okay?
No, I haven't watched The Chair Company yet. Should I watch it? I've been meaning to.
Someone's going to say rigor mortis.
Night eternally bumping. We're going to bed here in a minute too.
Well, typically with rigor mortis, the body will freeze in the position it's already in. So if the jaw was slack, it would remain slack. It could tense up, but this is...
I love too that they don't take a picture with the ligature marks. Wouldn't you be like, yeah, take a look. He fucking... Chair Company is lit. I do love Tim Robinson.
a closed mouth. This is an intentionally closed mouth. But this is what sealed it for me. He's definitely
He's
not
sweating.
rigor mortis, because they lift up his chin to show you, I guess, ligature marks, but I don't see it. It just looks like a crease. I don't know.
He's got fucking fatty neck crease.
And again, he looks like he's grinning here, and his eyes look like he's trying. His eyes look different in this picture than in this picture. He's squinting a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But anyway, they wouldn't be able to lift up his neck. It's all muscles here too. If he was in rigor mortis, his jaw would be closed, but his neck would also be stiff. They're able to flop his neck around, then his jaw would also be open. Tell me that that face does not look animated. If you've ever seen a dead body, you know that that's not the face of a dead person.
Damn, this shit's got 230,000 likes. Nice.
And I said, you don't amass this kind of power and wealth to not be able to get yourself out of Dodge, right? But also, whoever put him in this position did not invest that much into this asset to make this asset as valuable as it is to just let it get taken out. By who? We know who would want to. Orange. And also, one more thing. I have seen the litigation.
Yeah, that's a live ass body, bro, with blood pumping through it.
That ensued after his first arrest, the whole Palm Beach thing, okay? This is not a guy who hangs himself in shame. He sued the lawyer for the victims who sued him. He personally sued the lawyer, something Edwards, for coming after him. That is not a man who has any fucking shame. That is not a guy who's not going down swinging. You think that he wasn't going to defend himself? You think that he was just like, oh, they've just got me on too much now. Let me just end it? Okay. They really just count on people being that stupid. If you understand humanity on any fucking level, you know that this guy is having a ball posing for this photo. You know that this guy is in another country right now. I mean, maybe he's back. I've heard of sightings of him here in Palm Beach, actually. And he's got his big pile of money and he's doing what he does. It hasn't stopped. It never stopped. And if you watched any parts of like the Bannon interviews with him that were just released, that
He's Fortnite dead in that pic. He knows he's going to drop in somewhere else. Yeah. Correct. Why are they doing this? They are psyoping obvious on purpose now. What kind of game is that? Yeah. I mean, these photos were released. These were out when it happened. I remember seeing these. This is one of the reasons I was like, what the fuck? This is fake, dude. There's also a picture of him like getting wheeled onto a plane and it looked like he was smiling, bro. He was like, I mean, the whole, we lost the footage, the two guards, blah, 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 you know, like, yeah, it always been this goofy. That's what was pissing me off the most is I was like, why is everyone acting like I'm the nuts one here? I was all fired up about the Epstein stuff because I was like, oh man, all this crazy shit that I think the FBI is doing is true. Look, they're doing it right now with Epstein and it's so obvious. And everyone was like, Corey's nuts. Corey's fucking crazy. What an idiot. I don't know, guys. I am owed so many apologies I'll never get. I'm sure we all are. We all deserve so many apologies. Their karma's coming, bruh. But yeah. And then now I think that they're doing a bunch of confusion shit. Like, I don't know. Now I'm like, them putting literally everything on Epstein, like even down to microtransactions on EA games. Like, come on, man. What didn't this fucking asshole touch? Are they just all side skirting, you know, justice by putting literally everything on Epstein? But yeah, the psyop, it's all such a psyop that it's just like, it's all of them. Fuck the whole thing. Fuck all these people.
That paired with some of the emails where he's plotting and he's like scheming and philosophizing, and the litigation when he sued that lawyer, it's very clear that this guy thinks that he's going to live forever. And I mean that in a very real way.
Vampire.
Okay? He views life as a game to be.
Bannon is credited for helping come up with the microtransactions. I mean, what a fucking demon, right?
He won, all right, and he's winning.
Yeah, now it just feels like beating a dead horse. Exactly. I know. All right, guys, what are we gonna do about it? Why is the bail house still standing, you know?
But also, there was something he said in the Bannon interview that was something like, he doesn't believe that there's like an app.
We're so close to the line, you're hyped? Wait, what line?
Afterlife or anything like that. Your
Yeah,
body.
they might as well blame SeaWorld Blackfish on Epstein. They might as well blame Flint, Michigan on Epstein. Roseanne was calling them all vampires. Hilarious. I mean, they are. No matter what, they're metaphorical vampires. They could possibly be literal 1,000-year-old vampires. I'm still... It's still up in the air for me whether or not we've got deities and gods and demons floating around, or if it's all in our head, or if vampires are fucking real. I want the vampires and the gods to all be real, and the aliens, dude, but yeah.
He dies, but the spirit.
What's Riley's take on these vamps? We need to get Riley on the show soon. We'll do it soon. I'll text him. But what, on the which vamps? The lizard politicians? Yeah, I think that they're all bloodline, right? I don't know if he thinks that they're like 1,000-year-old vampires though. I think that he doesn't think that the people that we see are the vampires.
Can go into another body. And I don't think he's talking about like
Jim Carrey says they never die. I wonder if they are doing like consciousness transfer shit. I'm watching Mr. Robot, and you know how White Rose's whole thing is she wants to make like a Westworld or like a simulation world that everyone beams their consciousness into or whatever. And then Angela kind of gets that bug in her head and she's like, oh, I want to live in the simulation world where I can make everything right and all the bad stuff that happened in my life, I can make it better and make my parents not die or whatever. But I wonder if they have like a similar thing. They've got some like White Rose person that's going, and some witch that's going and explaining to them how they live forever. And that's because they all kind of have the same like deer in headlights stare. Like they're brainwashed about it or something. I don't know. But yeah, they're all lizard vamps. Until proven otherwise, we operate on them being shape-shifting, reptilian, scaly lizard fucks who wear human skin for fun and control us. Or they could be shitty people. Both are unacceptable.
Incarnation. I think he's talking about like his consciousness as it is now can be transplanted into another body. And that made me also think of how all of these tech billionaires are running their lives. I think that they all believe this.
Yeah, dude, Angela is a baddie. Angela and Darlene. I love that show. Even Dom, the dumb FBI agent, I like.
Same thing. they are working towards a future that, I mean, it explains why they all need unlimited fucking wealth. They need to amass and hoard as much money.
I bet knowing anything about computer hacking though makes the hacking shit corny as fuck, right? I don't know anything about it, so to me I'm like, but there are some things where I'm like, he'll explain something to like a cornball and it feels like to like a NPC audience and you're like, okay, that was kind of corny. It makes me wonder if all of the hacking shit is really corny. I still love it though. The show's great.
Is possible because they don't plan to leave. They believe that their consciousness is going to continue.
Yeah, I think they
and
do
be
think
transplanted,
that.
and they're going to pick up right where they left off. So no, I don't think that he killed himself. It's a joke. He's clearly not dead here. He plans to live forever. And this is not a guy who had shame. Shame, people die or kill themselves from shame or from fear of consequences, let's say. This guy didn't have fear of consequences. He sued the lawyer who represented victims. That is zero fucking remorse, shame, or fear. Anyway, that's an alive face. You know how...
Yeah, Epstein alive. It's like Fight Club when it became a movie from a book. Yeah, dude, I mean, I love, too, the blatant references to Fight Club in Mr. Robot. Shameless, I love it. There's a bunch of them. But yeah, the whole first season is pretty great. I mean, the show rules. You're watching season 1 of Dark again? Yeah, dude, Dark's awesome. Dark's awesome. 12 Monkeys was a good TV show. I like that a lot. It's about time travel. It's like about all the different kinds of time travel. It's cool. But yeah, dudes. I think we should probably wrap up there. It's already 11. What the fuck? Time flies when you're having fun with your homies. But yeah, dudes, all right. We'll see you tomorrow. We're just going to crash land it. No meditation, no song. It's late. But I hope everyone has a good night. And thanks for hanging out. And tomorrow, the super bail. We're gonna have to do some reverse magic on their shit. Yeah, 9/11 crash landing. But yeah, GG's, boys. Honestly, I might play a little Rocket League and then go to bed. I should figure out how, the way I currently have it set up, I wouldn't be able to get Rocket League on. What I should do, honestly, is just get a Steam controller, right? Can you do Steam controller to your laptop? Because I bet if I played Rocket League's on Steam, isn't it? Because I usually play it on PS4. But Saturday night it could be fun to play some Rocket League too. I would do that. You guys could see how bad I am. You're going to play Cursed Halo? Nice. But yeah, the way I currently have it set up, I wouldn't be able to stream it through OBS. Oh, it's on Epic, so you can't. Can you not play it on? Can you play it on a Mac? What a save! Xbox gang, fuck Bill Gates. I use Xbox, nice. You just started playing Rocket League? Nice. I used to love playing it, but I played it with one of my friends who betrayed me, so I took a big hiatus on it. But I play better now, actually, so fuck him. He's a big loser. He was always dragging me down anyway. He was terrible. But, alright, dudes. Have a good night. Eat good food. We'll see you tomorrow. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Stay warm, too, dude. The wind is fucking yowling and a-howling right now. I feel bad for my little kitter cats. Because it was nice. It was like 40 degrees for a couple days. Felt like spring. But anyway, adios, boys. Sorry for not stretching. Shit happens, right? This is Rocket League. Alrighty. Ta-ta. Bye. We love you, Paul. We love you, Thoth. There's a weird banging going on outside. I'm gonna go investigate. Okay, for real, bye. The bye that never ended.